gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
So, okay. So what you're? So it's on this day.
On this day,
Okay.
in 1980, David Bowie released the album Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. On this day.
I looked up a little bit about this song just to see what the one thing that makes this song extremely unique. You would say is the guitar work in it.
Yes.
Very unusual. Robert Fripp, guest
There you go.
guitarist.
I don't
from
know who Robert
King
Fripp
Crimson.
is.
He's one of the
Still around.
people say he's one of the best guitar players.
Robert Fripp.
I should know Robert Fripp.
Whatever. Yes.
He's kind of he's not your kind of guitarist.
What does that mean?
He's more of a you like straight ahead Fred, kind of heavy metal and fast guitar play. He's more of a avant-garde kind of. He
Progressive.
he uses the guitar to make weird sounds. He can play really well, but he also, just uses it to make unusual sounds.
You know, Eric Clapton was interviewed a couple days ago, and I'm worried.
I'm not.
Eric Clapton's worried.
What's he worried
He's
about?
worried that nobody's learning how to play the guitar anymore. They have.
He might be
It's,
right.
it's these kids today, and they're 21 Pilots, and they're
all they
chain
wanna do
smokers,
is-
and their computers, and.
Sounded like a grandpa, didn't he?
But it's the reason he commented on it. He wasn't just saying that, is because I guess it's true that guitar sales are down.
Guitar sales are down. I think it's just because they can't afford guitars. That's what it is. So look what I found on my desk this morning. I found
Oh, my.
a gigantic box of Cheetos. Cheez-Its. And you know I love Cheez-Its. By the way, this is the part of the program where we just screw around. It doesn't matter.
That
Not
picture
official.
of that Cheez-It on the front is as big as your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a, what is it, a 2-pound box of Cheez-Its.
Now, are they little bags of Cheez-Its, or those are just loose Cheez-Its?
There are 2 bags of Cheez-Its in there, or there used to be. It was open when I got here, when I found it on my desk.
I saw Richie walk in with that box this morning.
So, why was this box? Now, where did it come from?
So Mom is moving. She's moving from the big house to the I'm not going to retire here house.
Yeah.
And she's going through the pantry, and she said, I'm not going to eat these. So once upon a time, there were 2 gigantic bags of Cheez-Its in that box.
Right.
I think she plowed through one.
Yeah.
The other bag was unopened.
Uh-huh.
I got hungry on the way to work, so I opened it.
My God, you ate a lot of them.
No.
Oh, no, I got
No, they don't pack those things all the way full.
Well, anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't even hesitate to start eating them, though, even though the bag was open.
When I saw them and she said, I think I'm just going to toss them, I said, wait.
What?
Hold on there.
But even if you didn't know that I love Cheez-Its, why would somebody throw away a perfectly good bag of Cheez-Its? Unopened bag of, I don't get that.
So Mom has a bigger house and is going to a smaller house. So there
Don't-
has been a lot of stuff where it's
Donate
like,
them to the homeless. And don't
Food
take
bank.
those. I'm eating those. All right. We'll officially begin the program coming up. But we need your check-ins to do that.
Yes.
877-602-9696 is the number to call to check in with the Radio from Hell show. Let us know how you feel about Cheez-Its. Let us know what you're doing for the day. However you want to address your morning, please. 877-602-9696. We'll give away a pair of tickets to the Used to a random check-inner. And please, if you are that random check-inner who wins, why don't you let us know that on your call? And so there you go. Call us now. And
Now, tomorrow, I know we're going to talk about today's show, but tomorrow Sean Means comes in and reviews movies. And he does 2 categories, the artsies and the fartsies. The artsies are usually the ones shown at the Salt Lake Film Society theaters.
yeah, almost always at the Broadway and the Tower. There's some really good movies
they have
there now.
Carrie, they have David Gilmour live at Pompeii.
Are they doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just went to saltlakefilmsociety.org and
They
it's
have
right
Wind
there.
River playing right now. Name a couple other movies.
Oh,
quickly. Do you
here's
have
one. Ooh, I want to see this one. This is one Sean said was one of his favorite movies of the year so far. Good Time. It's that one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
that
yeah.
He said where he's excellent
Yeah,
in that.
yeah. So this is what the Salt Lake Film Society does. They bring in great movies to the Broadway and to the Tower. And the Tower Theater right now is showing a preview of a movie I'm in, and they will be showing the movie at the Tower on the 22nd of September. Welcome to the Rubber Room by our resident art director Trent Harris. There's going to be a big showing of that. We'll tell you more about that coming up at the Tower
Bill on the
Theater.
big screen.
Yeah, so Salt Lake Film Society does all of this. Go to slfs.org.
The Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work episode is online now.
We played Den of Lies.
Sister Dottie was there.
I told a story so filthy I could never tell it on the radio.
We may have cursed a time or 10 using, the big swears.
You know what you ought to do? Download the Not Safe for Work episode of the Radio from Hell show right now, wherever you get your podcasts. Do it. I'm not messing around. Do it now.
Gina's back. So anyway, so anyway,
Carrie walked in and he said, "You're walking like some of your..."
You're walking like somebody who had their guts ripped out.
you're walking like your insides are all wrong.
Because she was doing this.
Yeah.
And I started to tell Carrie, and then I said, "Wait, I'll tell you on the radio." What you should never do is go on message boards about surgery or...
You should never go on message boards about anything. I don't care if it's the Incredible Hulk or surgery.
Well,
just don't.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
But you're curious, you want to hear what other people's experiences are and what their recovery is. And
And what happened?
And, well, before the surgery, I went on a message board and somebody was asking the question, well, what fills in the hole where they take out what they take out? And
there's a hole there.
Well, the response was...
Well, now,
the response was...
The uterus is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Gina's uterus weighed 43 pounds, which is
amazing.
It was the size of a medicine ball.
It was prize winning.
I'm a size 2 now because no, but they remove it, and the way the person in the message board explained it is, well, it's picture just having a big bowl of spaghetti and just taking a big scoop out of the bowl of spaghetti. It just kind of fills in where
kinda goes.
the
Yeah, but
hole is.
But
It
that just takes a second.
Like spaghetti.
kind of goopy.
You just watch the spaghetti fill in. It just takes a second.
Like biscotti.
So this is what I'm picturing my insides are like, a big bowl
Is
of
biscotti. Well, they're
bowl of
very much
spaghetti.
like that. Yeah. Surgeons train on spaghetti. Yeah, you didn't know that?
They do meatball.
They do.
removal.
delicious marinara sauce.
That's why there's so many
And
fat
then,
doctors.
and then they all have lunch. Now we've trained on the spaghetti. Let's eat it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm picturing when they're wheeling me into
And
surgery.
and you know what they did with your uterus?
lunch.
Spaghetti.
There's lunch. Who brought the marinara?
And so also on the message board you look at, what's recovery like for this?
Well, I'm sure it's different for everyone.
Exactly.
And-
Oh, no.
There's no-
I'm sure it's speedy and efficient.
It's different for everyone, but the worst one will be
on the message
what
board.
Gina has.
Well, I mean, it can't be the worst because I'm back to work now.
There will be people. There have to be people on the message boards who say, "Oh, I was cleaning my house 3
The
days
next
later.
day, yeah, there's that.
Why I ran a marathon.
Right. and then there's it's been 3 months and I still feel like crap, and usually the truth is somewhere in between.
Can we use the term vaginal prolapse in any? I don't know. Is that do we need to use that term?
We shouldn't.
Somebody's posted it. I don't think we
That's
should.
the thing that happens to the women that have 15 babies.
Oh.
And the
Ooh,
That
the
doesn't
uterus climbs out on its own.
that ain't no damn good.
That's what that is.
That's
So-
where that needs to be fixed.
But it's nice to be back. I missed you guys.
from hell every morning. Alternative music all day. X96.
Every morning. Every morning?
Every morning.
Oh, God. We have to do this every morning.
Okay.
We need your check-ins, 877-602-9696, so you could win used tickets.
Let's officially begin the program. Do we have to sponsor that?
We do. Hoops Vision, call today for your free LASIK consultation. It's your life. See it better. Take control. Make the call today, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
The moon is a waning crescent, 47.3% of full. We will have a full moon again on October 5th at 12:40 p.m. The moon will set today at 3:01 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 13th day of September in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is the radio program that bloviates more than any other North American radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell Show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell Show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And Katie for short is also here helping out. It's National Uncle Sam Day.
Okay.
Yay!
You know who? There was really an Uncle Sam. Did you know
An
that?
actual person?
There was an actual Uncle Sam. He was Sam Wilson.
Whose uncle was he?
He's a meat packer from New York, and he supplied barrels of meat to soldiers during the War of 1812. So call your uncle if his name is Sam.
No, go ahead.
Oh, and it's also National Peanut Day. And, yes.
I like a peanut.
Well, who doesn't like a peanut? They're nutritious.
I found a peanut
And they're
just
tasty.
now.
And they're very tasty. And it's also, in the spirit of anarchy, National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day. So fomenting revolution everywhere, kids take over the kitchen for the day today. You allow your kids to take over the kitchen?
They can make themselves lunch.
That's it. And do you stand there with your arms folded,
No, I
tapping
don't-
your foot and
no.
saying, clean up after yourself?
No, I don't want to be around when it happens.
All right. So, yeah. Oh, and it's September, of course. Here's our Z word of the day, as supplied by our attorney, Edward K. Brass. The Z word of the day for September is zinana. Zinana,
Okay.
which is an Indian and Iranian based word, and it means it's the part of the house for the seclusion of women. You keep the women over there in the zinana.
I guess I need one of those.
Yeah, you have one right about you all the time. Zinana, your Z word of the day for September.
Let the sun beat down upon my face. Stars fill my dream.
No sun allowed in the Zinana. It's always
It's like
shaded.
the red tent, kind of.
Kind of.
So we're going to do check-ins.
Yes.
And check-ins brought to you by The Used, Sunday, November 26th at the Complex. Tickets are available at ticketfly.com and thecomplexslc.com. And if you check in and you are our recipient of those tickets, let us know.
All right. Let's begin on the phone with Trent. Hello, Trent.
Hi, Trent.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Trent, what's up with your day today? What are you doing?
Wake up at 5 and head into work.
Yeah, and what do you do for a living, Trent?
I am a construction worker.
Well, Trent, and so are you? Is it hard work, heavy work, manual labor? You're out there banging away all the time.
I am a equipment operator.
Oh, so that's not bad. Not bad.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. We talked to you. You get to listen to the show in your
Heavy
heavy
equipment.
equipment that you operate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. That's good. Now, well, is your work seasonal?
It all depends on if we can work during the winter.
So yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Trent.
Usually
Thanks,
I get to work during the winter. So.
Well,
All right,
good.
Trent.
All right. Thanks for
Thank
checking
you very
in.
much. Let's go to the disco unicorn himself, Matty. Hello, Matt.
Hey guys, how's it going? Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask that. I
That's all
apologize.
right. That's fine.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
morning. What's up with you today?
Well, I'm just getting ready for Southern Utah Pride coming up this weekend.
Oh.
They do that. huh?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah,
where
we brought it back to life. It's the second year we're doing it.
and but you have to do it in Mesquite, right? So it's Southern
Yeah,
Utah
that's-
Pride,
that's
but we
one
do
of the
it
stipulations.
in Mesquite. Yeah.
You can do that over there.
Who's the Grand Marshal?
We actually don't have one.
Oh, it
but
should
I
be
am-
you.
I know, it should be me. I am doing a drag show on Friday night, so if anyone's down here, it's $10, and all of the proceeds are going to the Youth Advocates of Southern Utah. They're, just starting up to help at-risk youth and kids who maybe been kicked out of their homes.
Now,
to get
you're not-
resources they need.
Now, you're not Maddie in drag. Who are you in drag?
It's a French name. First name is Trey, which is French for very. And the last name is Le Trash, which is French
trash.
for the trash.
Yeah.
Trey Le
So,
Trash. I
Trey Le
like it.
Trash.
Oh, trailer trash. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. That could
That's
also
good.
be a roller derby name. I think
It could
works
be.
for that too.
Oh, yeah.
I would
You know what? I'm
suggest that
enjoying
you
your
do.
wife's theme, Bill.
I would suggest that you do roller derby in drag. It would be really
There you
good.
go.
So where's the drag show, and how can people find out more about it?
If you go to discoverpride.org, I believe it is, and if you just Google Southern Utah Pride, all of that information will come up. And it's Friday night at the Hilton Garden Inn. It's the only place in town with a full bar.
Oh,
And yep. So we have got you covered.
Well, it's
Saturday at Town Square Park is the festivities, and that's free.
you
Nice.
know, every time I think that Salt Lake or even Utah County is a little backwards, I have a conversation with Maddie, and I'm reminded.
Utah's Dixie.
Yeah,
Things are pretty good up there.
It could get worse, and I don't know why you don't move up here, but there you go.
Utah's
So
Dixie.
it's on the horizon.
All right, man.
Thanks.
We'll see you. Bye bye.
Thanks.
By the way, there's somebody who's trying to check in who says, I'm not a Cheez-Its person, I'm a Cheese Nips girl.
Oh, no.
No.
We're gonna-
Cheez-Its only.
I have a problem there. Is it 80
Or Addie.
or Addie?
Addie.
Okay.
Addie, short for GLaDOS. Checking in.
Gladys,
there we go.
remember.
Flat ass, yeah. Addie,
Yeah.
who won the tickets to see the Used. Right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Cool.
I did.
So what are you doing today?
And I am going to be a pesky telemarketer for the next 8 hours. But it's inbound calls, so it's okay.
Inbound calls. That's not
That's
bad.
the desirable
No.
side of the.
Yes.
People want to
Most
talk
definitely.
to you.
Have you done the other kind
Exactly.
where you have to call out and?
Yes, I did it for about a month in Florida when I lived there. Oh, my goodness, that was awful.
That's
it was
the
the most
worst.
invasive survey. It took about 30 minutes.
Oh,
And we had to use a fake name and try to keep the people on the phone for the duration of the call to get credit for it.
Do you
It's
find-
Florida, though. There's old people that have a half hour to give.
Well, do you find?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only the old people who answer those surveys. They wait by their phone for someone to call and give them a survey, and then they don't want to let you go. You know, what? Don't you have any more questions for me?
Yeah, exactly.
my
I mean, it was
grandson has
invasive
never asked me
like-
questions.
All right.
It's like, do you use a debit card? How often do you use a debit card? What's your financial institution? And I was like, hey, you want the last four of my social too? And my mom,
No way, you're
Good
going
name?
too fast. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
All right.
What's a debit card?
Thanks, Addie.
Bye.
It's that card with the number you stick in the wall. Thank
All right,
you so
Annie.
much for letting me listen, and you guys have a hugging great day.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Addie.
London friend of the program checking in. My little man starts his first day of reception this Friday, uniform and all.
Reception.
I guess that's school or something. Ogden Shut-In is here. Go ahead and try today.
Okay.
Meg, the manager's registered to walk with you on Saturday, Bill.
Oh,
All right.
there you go.
At the Out of the Darkness walk.
37 years old, I finally clawed my way onto the very bottom rung of middle management. No more driving truck. Training today.
Congratulations.
Senior Bean, the highest of highs right now. I am not resident or citizen yet, but I can lawfully stay in the U.S. now. Way to go, Senior
We'll hide you,
Bean.
Senior Bean.
Let's see, and let's talk to Howard. Oh, Howard.
By the way, Senior Bean, that was Gina who said she would hide you. I won't break the law. Howard, what's up?
Hey, guys, it's also National Howard birthday today.
Happy
Oh.
birthday,
So
Howard.
I turned 49 big ones.
Now, is it everyone whose name is Howard? Their birthday today?
They're all
or-
born today.
Well, no, just very special Howard.
What are you doing for your birthday, Howard?
Well, I brought my birthday in by pulling an all-nighter, building some sets for a television commercial.
Oh, what's the
And so-
commercial for?
It's actually an infomercial. The white trash of TV commercial production.
I love infomercials. I love them. What can you tell us what the product is quickly?
I can't tell you what the product is, but I have done like Little Giant ladder.
Yeah.
Trig.
Oh, we
Oh,
lost
we
you.
lost
Howard.
you. Oh, we lost
you,
Howard.
Happy
Sorry.
birthday,
Happy
Howard.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Let's see. Our friend Paulette checking in. Let's see. She says, checking in. Love you guys. Got a big photo shoot today to redo my website. There is cake and frosting everywhere.
Well,
What's her website?
It's
I can't remember.
pollycooksandeats.com.
Right.
But don't go to it today because it's
under
not-
construction.
It's under construction. Let's see. And finally, this one, I usually don't wake up till about now, but this morning, my idiot druggy neighbor started with the firecrackers at 5:20.
Oh, really?
Ogden.
Oh, Ogden.
Devons.
Well, there it is, the least popular feature on the Radio from Hell show.
Yes.
It's check-ins. So if you want to get the nasty taste of the check-ins out of your mouth, I would suggest you go up to Snowbird for Oktoberfest
Yes.
this weekend.
It goes on through middle of October, but this weekend will be a lovely weekend to go do a stay and play package, and then you can enjoy Oktoberfest for a couple of days.
You know, you find out about the stay and play packages for a weekend escape if you just go to snowbird.com. It's $105 a night, but then they include some other stuff with it. I think passes and that kind
Activity
of stuff.
passes,
Activity
yeah.
passes. Also, don't forget the Mountain School winter programs at Snowbird are starting. Build your confidence and skills in skiing and snowboarding with Snowbird's Mountain School this winter. They have an adventure team and expedition team. Multi-week programs provide consistent coaching for a series or just Saturdays and Sundays, however you want to do it. It's for kids ages 3 to 17, and spots fill up fast. So register today at snowbird.com.
We love going to Snowbird. And, of course, the season passes are on sale now. Oktoberfest happening. Snowbird.com is where you go for all the information that we just told you about. Actually, it's all very pretty. It's very nice.
There's
And,
more there.
There's more there. Snowbird.com.
Oh, traffic. We're looking good so far. There was a SWAT incident earlier this morning in Midvale. I don't know if you have that in your news, Bill.
I heard about it.
75th South 6 West. That could affect your traffic in that area. But so far, no accidents this morning. Brought to you by Del Taco's new Queso Blanco, a creamy blend of real cheese and peppers. Try it on nachos, fries, burritos, and more. Delicious queso from a drive-thru that's unfresh and believable. Participation may vary.
All right, big boy news and things that must go coming up next. Stand by.
John Smith has a big wingding.
I was so angry
What?
Saturday night. After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah?
And there's a lot of traffic,
Yeah.
and the lights in the car, and a car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic, like
Bill treed a coon.
a 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a... Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I
frankly,
think they
but
have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons
No kidding.
declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Hi, Rose!
Get away!
Shake his fist. Roadhog!
His-
A little birdie finger.
one
a
of
little
his little bandit hands,
bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them,
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me
What are
mad.
you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on this?
Why
Yeah.
you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
It's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey.
The night
I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No.
Taking the night wind.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't
You
need
shouldn't have-
this
no,
crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the
No
coons.
kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the backyard, and ever since then they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and
Yeah.
because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get him.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with this.
I just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while. The
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, raccoon will kill a cat.
I know. They've been coexisting for a while.
Well, no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
Well, it's just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
Every morning. Alternative music all day. X96.
All right, we got things that must go coming up in a few moments, but first, big boy news and a Pinuendo. Brought to you by.
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway packages, including lodging, daily breakfast, and all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get details at snowbird.com.
Story for you, Gina.
I'm ready.
And I do, I say these stories are for Gina. For those of you just maybe you're new to the show and you're just about to say, well, I hate this and turn it off. Hang on. I say these stories are for Gina, my partner on the radio for a long time. I know her well, and she really likes gruesome crime stories.
True crime. Love the true crime.
Particularly if there's a mystery involved.
Yes.
Now, this is not a true crime, and it's not a mystery, but it is gruesome.
Okay.
Connecticut fire officials say that a man fell from a roof and was impaled on a barbecue grill rotisserie stand,
Owie.
seriously injuring himself. Crews were called Tuesday morning to the Danbury Social Club, where authorities say a man fell about 10 feet and landed on the metal object. It punctured part of his chest. Witnesses tell the News-Times that the man had been inspecting the exhaust fan on the roof.
A worker dude.
Authorities say responses used a saw to cut the beam off the grill, while paramedics kept the metal in the man's chest.
That's what you do. You never pull it out.
Yeah, so they could take him to the hospital. The man in his 30s will undergo surgery and have the object removed from his chest.
Guy on a spit.
And so apparently there was no grill on the stand. It was just the stand part, so poles sticking up. And Carrie, kind of a story for you. I don't know why. A Croatian reality star. He's from Croatia, by the way.
I didn't know they had reality TV in Croatia.
They have everything in Croatia. They have refrigeration, Gina. They have electricity.
And Croats got it all.
He has a condition that has left him. He claims that he has a condition that has left him with a permanent erection following plastic surgery on his nose that went wrong.
There's a picture, x96.com/live.
Well, that guy's had a lot of plastic surgery.
He doesn't have any. He's got Michael Jackson nose.
That's
God.
His name is Neven Siganovic.
That's a video game. That's not a...
No, that's a guy. This is he does this because he's a reality TV star.
In Croatia.
Yeah. He went to Iran to get the surgery on his nose, and he was filming part of it for an upcoming documentary. I was in Iran for rhinoplasty, for a documentary film that Channel 4 is filming covering my life, and we did not record the surgery, but only the consultation sessions with the doctor, and they gave me general anesthesia, and I reacted very badly to that, and now I have been left with priapism.
Why would operating on your nose make...
Well, the Mayo Clinic, who defines priapism as a prolonged erection of the penis, this persistent erection continues hours beyond or isn't caused by any kind of sexual stimulation and is usually very painful. The clinic said the disorder is uncommon but is seen most often in males in their 30s with sickle cell anemia. As to why this Croatian stylist got... Oh, he's a hairstylist, too. Why he should have gotten a permanent erection from nose surgery, they're not sure. But it was worth it just to see his picture at X96.
Yeah. I swear, no, he looks like a video game character.
Yeah. So your hometown of Roy, Gina.
Yes.
Single-engine airplane.
This is the second time this has happened in weeks.
Dove into a street shortly after taking off on Tuesday, I assume from the Ogden airport, smashing a car and sending a wall of flames skyward. The pilot and a woman driving to her hair appointment walked away with only minor injuries, authorities said. Roy police didn't release the names of either of the two people. The Beechcraft airplane was attempting an emergency landing at about 1:30 p.m. near the intersection of 1900 West and 4500 South. That's a busy area. It went down a mile southwest of the Ogden Hinckley Airport.
It's amazing no one was killed.
Roy Shadbolt said he was driving and happened to look up when he saw the plane wiggling back and forth and struggling to gain altitude. He pulled over. I just looked over my shoulder in time to see him hit the car behind me just head on. The plane crash was the second in Weber County in less than 2 months. On July 26th, two couples who took off from the same airport were killed when their plane crashed into I-15 in Riverdale, roughly in the same area.
What the hell's going on with you, Ogden, and your planes?
Don't know. The pilot told air traffic control, "I'm not familiar with this area. Can I try some touch-and-go landings, and then I'm going to take off?" Police said the accident on the busy suburban road could have been much worse.
Was it Harrison Ford?
No, it was 4500 West.
Jim is speculating that there's a gravity well there.
Oh, that
just,
when those happen, when there are gravity wells, things get pretty rough. So yesterday we had a boner candidate. I think it was Boner of the Day. The survey that a Roy High School teacher gave to students.
I saw a story about this last night on the news, and many of her previous students are saying she's done this for years.
This is what
it's
her
not
story's
a big
about.
deal.
Fox 13 has this. Former Roy High School students are defending the teacher. The Weber School District has put her on leave, but current students, she had given current students a controversial sexual history and relationship quiz. The district said parents complained about the quiz, which is not part of the curriculum. Emily Shelton graduated from Roy High earlier this year. She said she took this woman's class. The teacher is Candace Thurgood, and she teaches adult roles class, and she remembers looking at that Know Thyself survey. I have the survey still, she said, picking up a piece of paper from her binder. Shelton said the class went over topics that dealt with the adulthood, from finances and taxes to relationships and marriage.
So
it's a class trying to prepare you for living a life.
And apparently, you have to get parental permission to be in this class. And part of the curriculum, it says, we'll be talking about sexual issues, and it's in there.
So
now, my whole problem with this is it's a quiz from 1981. And the phrasing in it is ancient and hilarious. It talks about, have you ever done angel dust? What's
Now-
the longest you've ever gone and parked? You know, stuff that...
She said Ms. Thurgood was a positive teacher and helped many of her students. On Monday, she heard the district launch an investigation and placed Thurgood on leave over that Know Thyself survey. She doesn't deserve all of what she's getting, Emily Shelton said. You really have to know her. She wouldn't mean any of this in any hurtful or bad way. So what Shelton says, the former student says, okay, if you don't like this survey, tell her not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But she has done it for years. But don't just tell her, well, don't do the survey anymore.
She's a good
but
teacher.
But don't throw her out of school.
See, now that I hear the context of what the class is about and that you have to have parental permission to take it, then I withdraw my fire her statement from yesterday.
We have a hard enough time finding and keeping good teachers.
Yeah,
so.
it says right here, the Weber School District said the quiz appeared to come from a 1981 Dear Abby column. They said Monday the class discusses human sexuality and parents must sign a waiver. But the quiz, so the school district is saying our problem is the quiz isn't part of the curriculum.
Okay, well then get rid of it.
The established curriculum.
And I think the parents could be a boner for complaining about it.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, I understand that maybe the parents could complain that it's an antiquated quiz.
Yeah. Angel dust.
Yeah. Let's see. Katie Tur. You know who that is? Journalist. Donald Trump's presidential campaign was largely characterized by his misogyny. This is according to the Huffington Post, who does not care for Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form, and inappropriate behavior toward women. In her recently released book about covering Trump's campaign, NBC journalist Katie Tur wrote about an experience in which she was victim to that behavior. In one chapter of Unbelievable, My Front Row Seat to the Craziest Campaign in American History, Katie Tur writes about not just being targeted in Trump's campaign speeches, which she was a bunch of times. He called her Little Katie, but about one incident that took place when with Trump before a segment on MSNBC's Morning Joe. Before I know what's happening, she said, his hands are on my shoulders and his lips are on my cheek. My eyes widen, my body freezes, my heart stops. Immediately after Trump, who had repeatedly referred to Tur as Little Katie,
come here, little Katie,
kissed her face, Tur's first thought was one that she hoped no one saw. F, she wrote. I hope the cameras didn't see that. My bosses are never going to take me seriously if they saw that.
Come here, little Katie.
For his part, Trump responded to the release of Tur's book in standard form, a tweet to his 36 million followers in which he blasted her book as fake news.
Of course.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Oh, let's see. So the Cleveland Browns, they're a terrible football team, but their security staff is well trained.
Oh.
You know, they train crowd control. They train for, a guy with a gun incident, and they also do drunk idiot running on the field training.
Yeah. Good.
So they practice somebody
happens,
running out, and how do they tackle them and get them off? So don't be a drunk fan at the Cleveland Browns game, because they are trained to handle you quickly.
You know, the Cleveland Browns suck, but the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, I was going to mention this is 20 wins. I think
is that a record?
The record is 26 or 27. I'm looking at Richie, who's our baseball person. 27. But pretty impressive.
20 wins in a row.
Yeah, and I believe our very own Ed Brass had predicted them to go fairly, not all the way to the World Series, but predicted them to go far this year.
They're good.
That's sports brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com. We got Spotty Sprinkles out there.
We did.
do?
The triumphant return
Oh, I didn't
of
notice.
Spotty
It was
Sprinkles.
totally dry up on Mount Doom, and then I came down into the valley, and there was a large spot of wet, and then it got dry again. So it's-
That's your classic Spotty Sprinkles,
Yeah,
Harry.
it's dry over on this side of town and
Yeah.
up by my house.
We'll have widespread sprinkles tomorrow, but chance of thunderstorms this afternoon to 89 for a high. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org. No crashes affecting the drive along I-15 anywhere. Salt Lake, Provo, Ogden. So far, so good. There was a SWAT situation earlier in Midvale, 75th South, 600 West. I haven't heard yet if that's been resolved or not, but I would stay away from that area because that could be affecting traffic there.
all right. Thank you very much. Is this feature sponsored?
Things That Must Go brought to you by Black Turtle, hiring full and part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, including health and welfare benefits. If you're remarkable, looking for a great new opportunity, apply with Black Turtle. JoinTheTurtle.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them. You're just done with them. You are so tired of these things in your life. You want them to go. And one way you can help that is send them to Radio From Hell at x96.com. Put "must go" in the subject line, and then list your grievances. Just put them down, and maybe it'll help you feel better, and maybe even some of them will go from your life. I'll start today. I got a couple of my own, and I think I've said these before, but people in the early morning hours when I'm driving to work who are running or biking and trying to be invisible in the dark.
Maybe
people are
they're
idiots.
ninjas, Bill. They're ninjas.
And
they're
you're
exercising
running
ninjas.
across the crosswalk against the light. You're idiots. And if I run over you and kill you, I'm going to jail. But you're an idiot. And then the other thing that must go is, your Twitter picture, your avatar, your little avatar there. Now, if you want to put some kind of funny little thing there, that's okay. I don't care about that. But if you want to put a picture there of yourself, I look at those sometimes. I think, oh, here's somebody new on Twitter that I haven't seen who's following me, and I click on the little picture. And you say your name is Janie, and in the picture.
Which one are you?
Which one are you? That really bugs me. I hope you're the really good-looking one.
Well, that's
but
what
maybe
she's
you're
hoping you.
Yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, this is from Please Don't Use My Name. When having a long, detailed conversation with a client over the phone, only for them to say, "Okay, can you send all that to me in an email?" So not only was that half hour I just spent on the phone clearly wasted, I now need to waste even more time emailing the exact same information I just gave you. I'm so glad I have so much excess time to make up for your inability to take your own notes. Sorry, I do that sometimes too. We go through it and I go, yeah, okay, I think I got it, but could you just,
Yeah, email me.
Yeah. And then when my preschool-aged child is at your house and I tell him, don't eat all the snacks, don't mess up the house, don't harass the nice people's dog or do any other obnoxious, impolite behaviors, don't say, oh, I don't mind, he can do that. I mind. I'm trying to teach him to be a good guest and a considerate person.
Nice.
And to do what I need to take advantage of the learning opportunities when they arrive. Please let me do that. Thanks for letting me vent. This one from, feel free to abuse my name, but I don't think I will. This is, it says, hello, old men that come into my store, walk up to a random bed and say, what's your best price for this? Look, Bill O'Reilly fan, that's not how it works. First, we need to find the correct bed, and then you can ask me for more money off. Number 2, super slow company-provided store internet coupled with HD video intensive training sessions. Publicans that don't think I'm patriotic. And I don't think we have time for me to do another one, so Carrie, why don't you go?
All right, let's see this one from Candace. Let's see. I have one must go and also an update. And the must go is being told in a job interview that we're in a hurry to hire, so I'll let you know by the end of the week. Then the date comes and goes, and you don't get so much as an email saying thanks but no thanks. The update: thanks for you all giving me good luck a couple of weeks ago, but it turns out Carrie's head rub didn't work out as well as I'd hoped.
Oh, no.
So Candace didn't get the job, and I'm sorry. This one from Ben. Thing that must go: those asshats that take their healthy animals they don't want up to West Mountain and shoot them.
That happens?
There is a special place in hell, and I hope they go there. All right, Ben. Ugh. And this one from Bruce. My tweeting about Radio from Hell's not safe for work shows and forgetting I'm still signed on to my work Twitter account.
Uh-oh.
Thumbs never moved so fast. Luckily, my phone's not RAM tough. This one from my wife. Old people that don't know how to use Facebook. Brenda just typing happy birthday Todd in your status update doesn't actually post to Todd's Facebook page. You actually have to tag him, meaning you have to type his name until
Yes.
Facebook suggests him,
Yes.
and then you hit enter, and it hyperlinks his profile, so it actually alerts him that you're wishing him happy birthday. Get with it, Brenda! Jesus!
Could you send that to me in an email,
I'll send it
please?
to you in an email.
It's from Stephanie. When I'm walking on the sidewalk between trees or bushes and I walk right into an invisible spider string. It's in my mouth, my lashes, somewhere in my brow. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Yeah.
They're clever little devils, aren't they?
Yes. The man who lets his little dog off leash to go in my front yard, take a dump, and then continue to walk. I find these little treasures mowing my lawn, which is never fun.
Bags, little baggies.
Let's see. I work in an office on Foothill. This woman is always talking on her speakerphone in the women's bathroom. Her son got someone pregnant almost a year ago, and she still has to bitch and complain about it. She's never in her office. She's always somewhere in the building talking to her husband or her therapist, who clearly isn't doing their job because she's hugging crazy. My other coworkers and I finally wrote a note and left it in the bathroom saying we don't appreciate her talking on speaker in the bathroom, and can she take her issue outside where she's not interrupting anyone. A few minutes later, we go back to the bathroom and the note's crumpled up and thrown away.
Ooh.
I took the note out of the garbage and put it back on the sink. This lady is driving all of us nuts. Not only is she rude, she also wears Spice Girl shoes. And finally, this from Kirstie Alley, who I know you love her, Bill. You should follow her
Sure
on
do.
Twitter. And I totally agree with this.
Okay.
She says, please stop using the term ensuite if you're American. It is a bedroom and a bathroom. I blame HDTV for this travesty.
I don't even know what that is.
Ensuite?
When you watch all the shows on HGTV and they're touring a house and they're like, oh, and you'll love this, there's an ensuite. Because they're all filmed in Canada. In Canada, a master bathroom is called an ensuite.
Well,
If you watch HGTV, you know exactly what Kirstie is talking about.
Okay.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
It's annoying. You're going to start calling it an ensuite,
Well,
aren't you?
I would just say you've apparently watched enough HGTV that you know what they're talking about. So what difference does it make?
But Americans using that term, that's not what we call it here. Crash southbound I-15 at the junction I-15, 215 in Davis County. Left lanes are closed there. Crash northbound I-15 at 123rd South. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 331. This is Hillfield Road in Davis County. Signal problems, Redwood Road, 500 North in Salt Lake. And a crash northbound I-15, milepost 282 in Lehigh. Boy, we were so good for a minute, now we're all not good. Crash northbound I-15 at Beck Street, US 89, off to the left shoulder. That's traffic.
All right.
Maybe we shouldn't do a potty break song anymore. We should do the ensuite song.
No.
Sweet song. I like that. All right, round one of your boner voting coming up. KXRK Provo.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present Pepper.
I'm a bad mom, I can tell you about real quick.
Really?
Well, we know you're a bad mom, but go ahead, tell us.
Just quickly, we're at Gray Whale. You can come by and see us, Gray Whale up by the U. Get your...
Come and get a first-hand look at a really bad mother.
Yeah, I'm right here. So last night was Country Fair at Festus's school. Now, Country Fair is not like chickens and cows and
like you would.
pies.
Yeah, that's why they call it a country fair, because it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's a country fair.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not a country fair. It's a country
It's a
fair.
country fair. Yeah. Yeah.
What country did Festus have?
He had Iraq.
Oh,
Of course he did. Yeah.
And so yesterday.
Is that because they knew his father's a terrorist?
No, he has a brother
Oh.
who's serving in Iraq.
Oh, that's okay.
He's been there forever. I wish he'd come back. But yesterday, after school, Festus said, "Well, everybody said they're bringing food." As you know, you have the display board with all your information, and everybody's bringing food from their various
It
countries.
would have been nice, honey, if you'd let me know that
Right.
before, 12 hours before school.
So I look around the house and I see that
Did you have some hummus or anything?
well, the mother-in-law had just come back from Egypt, and she brought this big container of baked goods from this Egyptian bakery, and the container had Arabic all over it, and they were Egyptian pastries. I'm like, that's close.
Wait a minute. If you were to
Close.
say that to your husband,
Well,
your
so-
Egyptian
well,
husband,
He's out of town, I'm guessing.
So that's close, and there's Arabic on it. So you set that on the table, and it'll look
Yeah.
it'll fool 'em.
authentic.
Yeah.
So we go to the country fair and
The country fair.
the country fair, and come back, and Joe stayed with the little kids at home while I took Festus to the country fair, and Joe said, "What happened to
The pastries
The
that I was so looking
pastries.
forward to eating.
And I said, well, he didn't have any food for his display, and so we took those. And I thought because it had Arabic on it that it would look. And he said, the Arabic that they speak in Egypt is not the same as in Iraq. It's like
Really?
that would be like if you took,
Yeah.
pastries from
Let's take some
Spain
French pastries to a
and-
Mexico
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, they didn't know. Nobody knew. It's Arabic. They don't know what.
Did they not know?
Nobody said anything.
Nobody
Of course
said
they
it.
didn't
No.
know. Yeah.
Was he angry at you? Did he get angry?
A little bit. It's like
Dr.
my
Sam
mother-
wants to talk about anger today.
It's like my mother brought these all the way back from Egypt for
me.
For me.
Did people eat them at the
They
fair?
did. They were gone.
Were they delicious?
They were really good.
You don't know. You didn't try
No,
them.
I did.
Okay.
Before anybody else touched them, because then they've got germs on them. So I unwrapped them and tried one.
You have problems with germs?
Yeah.
Oh, like my friend Lindsay. That would be good for you next time we're on. We'll talk about germs.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she's...
know. Do you wear slippers at home? Or
Yes.
Will your feet touch the carpet?
No.
She won't walk She won't walk barefoot in a hotel room.
Really?
No.
No. How? And if you're out and about and you need to go to the toilet,
I try to
Difficult.
wait.
till you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult.
Unbelievable.
And she's one of these people who opens the door to the bathroom with her elbow.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Flush with
The
your
whole
foot.
thing.
I'm no fool.
Do you use a straw when you're drinking at a restaurant?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's bad.
James.
We're going to have a show on obsessive
no.
Let's do
compulsive
it.
That's
disorder,
not
I think.
obsessive compulsive. It's
Ah,
being
he's-
cautious.
It's
That's
Dr.
different.
Sam. You
Cautious?
Yeah.
can argue with Dr. Sam?
Cautious.
I don't think you're going to argue with Dr. Sam.
eardrum, which the brain translates into what we call
Radio from Hell on X96.
I couldn't watch that show, The Fall.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it, so it was the good-looking serial killer they're talking about. Is that Jamie, what's his name, who was in 50 Shades of Grey?
Dornan?
He's horrible.
Well, yeah, he's a serial
He's
killer.
a horrible actor.
Oh.
And it was just exactly what they were saying is what was, and you're going, oh God, this is awful. Couldn't stand it. But I do love Star Trek.
Yes.
And now I just was interested in your take on this, and you have some insights into it. I think that I don't.
Yeah.
There's a list out of the most rewatched Star Trek episodes. And this is from the Gizmodo website, IO9. And they say it's a kind of baffling list. And it is, isn't it?
It is. It's
Because
why
they're not the best episodes.
Well, no, they're
some of them are okay, but
Now, are they confusing episodes? Maybe people are rewatching them to try to figure them out.
So now, Carrie, can you explain how they did? These are all on Netflix.
What it is because the Star Trek reruns are on Netflix, and people are watching them. And what they did was they got an algorithm together that people viewed these once, but then viewed them again.
And by again, they mean I read
On
that.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, no, they mean by viewed them again on Netflix, at least 6 seconds of watching.
Yeah.
So maybe they watched them through, and maybe they didn't. But so that's how they compiled the list of the most watched reruns. So here they are. Start at the bottom. Number 10, Clues from the Next Generation. Number 9, Time and Again from Voyager. Number 8, Q Who from the Next Generation. Then the next 4 are all Voyager.
See, this is what I can't. There's so many Voyager on the
Dark
list.
Frontier, The Gift, Scorpion, Part 1 and 2.
Nobody liked Voyager?
Next Generation, The Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and 2. And then the most watched, Voyager, Endgame. They didn't like it.
It said 24 people watched that 7 times.
So
why is this a story if it's
because it's baffling to people who like Star Trek. Well, there's no classic Star
There's no classic in
classic
there.
and
on
is
there.
that all available on Netflix?
There's
classic is there, yeah.
There's no Deep Space Nine on there.
Which is also baffling.
Do you know what I bet it is? There's some technical glitch with the Voyager series that just makes it play again for 6 seconds after you finished watching it.
Here's my speculation, is that people are watching Voyager and they're rewatching a little bit of it again because they never saw them the first time.
Could be.
They didn't. That's the one that they didn't watch the first
Could be.
time.
We watched them all the first time and went,
Chakotay. Commander Chakotay.
we didn't.
Mr. Neelix.
And here's the thing, though, is I stuck with Voyager even though I didn't like it. But then Enterprise came along, and
It was horrible.
I couldn't watch it.
Hi,
Scott
Dylan.
Dracula.
Also, maybe think about the average age of the people who are binge watching shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
They're my age. They're people who grew up in the 90s, and fortunately or unfortunately for us, the Star Trek of our childhood was Voyager.
Okay.
So you might be getting a lot of people who are
have a fondness for Voyager because that's the one they
That's
grew
the
up
one
with.
they grew up with.
because I loved it. I watched it as a kid.
You go to war with the Star Trek you have.
I guess.
It might be part of it. This might be part of it.
That's what they had available.
My wife, she really liked classic Trek, but then, but I think she started with the Next Generation, and she loved those, and then I don't know if she went back to classic Trek and loved that, or she probably saw classic Trek in like the second run of them.
That's when I saw them.
Yeah.
I didn't see them as they
so
were
about
originally
the same,
broadcast.
yeah.
It was with the reruns.
Do you go back, Dylan, and watch your favorite shows from the 90s on Netflix?
Yes.
My wife.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
I do.
My wife is often watching The Next Generation. I find BBC runs them, and
I guess I don't get that because there's so much good current TV that you'd bother to go back and watch.
I have a lot of time on my hands, Gina.
Oh,
a lot of time on my hands. I just got through watching Rick and Morty the second time through. I'm always rewatching The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I go back and binge watch a lot of old.
And if Sue goes out with her friends or something, I'll pull up Netflix and watch classic Star Trek. You know, even though I've got the DVDs downstairs.
But it's right here on my
It's right there on my
tablet,
Netflix,
so-
and I'll sometimes fall asleep watching them. But
I almost never rewatch stuff. Almost never. Because of what you're saying.
There's
Gina.
just too much
I think I've got
new
all this
stuff,
new stuff in
yeah.
my queue that I still haven't watched. I don't rewatch things at all, hardly ever.
I'm only one episode in on Ray Donovan.
I haven't started that yet.
That's not,
oh, you mean Bunchy?
It's not very good.
That's the name of the show. I'm liking it this season.
It's really scattered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they're going back and forth, and
Well, that's not that. It's like there are 84 plots and.
The thing about Star Trek, and because my moral philosophies are taken from it, I started watching the first season of Next Generation when it was out, and I just couldn't do it. I stopped and gave up on it. So then I get the cancer, and I'm in the hospital for a week, and it's on at 10 o'clock, and I got no color TV in my room. This is back in the old days.
Oh,
and it was a hospital in Bountiful. Or something.
That was the U Hospital.
Oh,
and the color TV was in the family gathering area, which was on the other side of the floor. So my incentive to get up and walk, because they said the sooner you have a bowel movement, the sooner you can
You
go
wanna
home.
go home, poop.
So you got to get up and walk, and you'll have a bowel movement. So I was walking all the time. So I'd get up and I'd walk at 10 o'clock to go down to watch the Star Trek rerun, even though I figured it wasn't any good. Well, this was about 4 seasons in. It finally hit its stride at about season 3. It figured itself out and started being good. And so then I rediscovered it. I could dovetail this into a conversation about the Orville if you'd like.
Which Star Trek? Which Star Trek has the most seasons? Is the Next Generation?
They had 7 seasons, yeah.
Is that
and Voyager had 7, I believe.
I don't know.
it seems like the
I don't know exactly. I know Deep Space Nine went 7.
It seems like the Orville did well in the ratings.
Did it? Okay. Because people are bitching about it already, to which I say, first of all, your precious Star Trek Next Generation didn't find its footing until 3 seasons in. Second of all, it's not a parody show. It's not Spaceballs. It's not that. It's not Airplane.
Galaxy Quest.
It's not Galaxy Quest. It has created its own universe, its own thing, and think of it as Star Trek with jokes.
Yeah,
not a parody, but Star Trek with jokes.
I watched the first episode, which is all that's aired.
Yeah.
And it's a pilot. Like, it's very much, here are all these people, and
setting it
here
up.
introducing them, and this person does this, and he's like this. But it really is building up to a fun world.
It's Star Trek with a sense of humor.
It's if you had regular people in the Star Trek roles.
Not robot people.
As opposed to people graduated from Starfleet Academy who are perfect.
It's an interesting thesis.
It's regular people. So the navigator is like, he's being told this is your job and all this, and he says, the other captain used to let us have soda on the bridge. I hope that's okay. See, again, that's not parody.
Regular people.
It's not Spaceballs, and don't expect that. It's just regular people.
And it's like for instance, in classic Trek, it's not that there was never any humor, but it was always one little moment, usually at the end, where Bones would say, "You green-blooded."
Exactly.
Well,
they weren't allowed
Doctor.
to have much of a personality.
They would. Well, Doctor. Make a little joke about between Spock and McCoy.
I just think Orville's a bad name for a ship. That's what I think.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out why it's called the Orville.
I bet we will. But it'll probably be somebody who's very flawed and shouldn't have a ship named after
See, I
him.
was hoping it was Peter Griffin on the bridge, for Family Guy.
Well, see, that was the problem. Is that the promos fed you that it was a different show than what it was, and that was a mistake in marketing. But I'm give it 3 episodes. People were dissing on it and throwing it away after 1, and I'm like,
Give it a
the
minute.
pilot is never the one that you judge.
Except for maybe Breaking Bad. Don't ever judge a show by its pilot episode.
Never.
I didn't read Scott Pierce's entire column, but at the front, the headline said Star Trek should be suing MacFarlane.
Well,
Seth MacFarlane.
Scott hates Seth MacFarlane, so right away there's points against whatever it is. If it's
he has issues.
He does.
Crash moved to the left shoulder northbound I-15 before 123rd South. It's adding to slowdowns in Draper and Sandy. We've got, let's see, crash southbound I-15 at the I-15-215 junction, milepost 313. Left lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 Hillfield Road in Davis County. Signal problems, Redwood Road, 5th North in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 in Lehigh at milepost 282. Crash northbound I-15, Beck Street, US 89, left shoulder. This traffic brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
We've got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are your boner candidates, and they're already posted at x96.com if you want to take a look at them in a little more depth. Boner candidate number 1, perhaps you should simply move your child to another school. Boner candidate number 2, time for the mayor to move on. And boner candidate number 3, I got to keep up with the news.
All those and more on the way. Stand by. Ranlife.com.
Oh, yes. Listen.
Do we still have popcorn in the building?
Yeah, why?
Because we should get rid of it all.
This might be the evidence that we have some. I'm eating it. God, you're a genius. You should be a detective.
Everybody knows you're eating it. Can we get rid of all the popcorn in the building so Bill doesn't eat it on the air anymore?
I'm attempting to get rid of it right now. I'm eating it.
But the fact that you have a small bowl of it tells me there's a bigger bag of it on your desk, and we'll be enjoying this
There
for
are
weeks to
3
come.
big bags of it on my desk.
Mm-hmm. You know,
and don't worry yourself about it. It's fine.
If you would hurry and eat it, then he wouldn't be able to.
So I need to take care of it.
You need to take some initiative.
She won't touch any of it.
I will.
No, this is Thai curry coconut. She
Yeah,
won't
no,
touch
I
it.
won't eat that one.
And then there's white cheddar pepper.
No, I
she
won't.
won't touch that. Nope. And then there's seaweed.
No,
She won't touch that either.
I like the rosemary truffle one.
It's gone.
Yeah, it was the first to go.
Because it's the best.
Because it's the best.
No, it's the only one you'll eat. Does not mean it's the best.
If it's gone, it's the best.
The Thai curry coconut is the best.
Is that what you have
It's good
there?
too.
Yeah.
So weeks and weeks we'll be enjoying.
No, I'm taking it home today.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it home.
Okay, good.
And, you don't have to call attention to it.
No, I don't, because everybody can tell.
No,
And that's really why he wanted to get off the phone. He has a phobia about hearing people eating.
Oh, they couldn't tell.
They could.
No,
Yes,
they can't
yes, they
tell.
can.
You cannot tell. But I'm eating popcorn on the air right now.
No.
There's no way you can tell. I'm a professional and I know how to do it. I am a professional radio personality who knows.
I was going to say,
Now,
half,
if it was TV.
half of that sentence is true.
If it was TV, you could tell because you'd see me doing
You
it.
think Dan Rascone has stories of news anchors eating?
I bet he doesn't.
Listen, I've seen Dan Rascone pick his teeth while doing a news story.
On a live shot?
Yeah. Standing there with a toothpick going, well, tonight's news.
Tropos tweets, I hope that someday I can win a prize and have Bill ask me questions with a mouthful of popcorn.
Listen, these are our friends. You eat popcorn with friends. These are all our friends.
It just is going to make people hungry. That's what it does.
I am hungry now, actually. Talking about all
the
this.
popcorn, there's
Thai curry.
on his desk.
Thai curry coconut.
Radio Show. Follow Radio from Hell on Twitter at Radio from Hell.
Someone with a very good eye has figured out why it is the Orville. Yeah, because it is true. On Seth's desk in his office on the ship, there is the Wright brothers plane.
Oh.
A little model. of it.
Okay,
So
well,
yeah,
that makes
Orville would be
sense.
after Orville Wright.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Still a stupid name for a spaceship.
Let's begin with round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote who is the worst of these 3, who is the most deserving of these 3 to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Just because they win here doesn't mean they get that title Boner of the Day. They're just the winner of round one. Boner, of course, means mistake. 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. One of you lucky boner voters randomly will receive what?
Tickets to see the used
Nice.
at the complex.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Perhaps you should simply move your child to another school. A Christian couple is planning to...
geez.
Oh, my.
There's a picture at x96.com/live. That's the Christian couple?
Yeah. What's what?
What's wrong with
It's
this?
a bad picture.
Well, I mean, he's...
Is he distraught?
I think he's distraught.
Okay. I don't know what the story
let's
is.
hear the
so-
story. So
He's distraught,
let's
and
figure it
she's
out.
distraught, and she's looking. We're talking about a picture that's at x96.com/live. A Christian couple in England is planning to sue their son's Church of England primary school after male students were allowed to wear dresses.
They're suing the school.
Nigel Rowe and his wife Sally, that's them, are homeschooling their sons, ages 6 and 8, on the Isle of Wight after claiming boys at the school had been allowed to wear dresses to class. The parents have argued the unnamed school has breached their right to raise their kids in line with biblical teachings.
Huh?
Where
Nigel
are
said,
pants mentioned in the Bible?
Nigel said, our concerns were
Everybody wore a dress in the Bible.
Our concerns were raised when our son came home from school saying he was confused as to why and how a boy was now a girl. We believe it is wrong to encourage very young children to embrace transgenderism. Boys are boys and girls are girls. The school said transgender pupils are protected under the Equalities Act of 2010.
Thank God.
And it has policies in place to tackle transphobia. I don't think you can tackle them either. I'm sorry. If the case goes through the court system, any ruling could impact schools' responsibilities to transgender students. Spokesman for the Diocese of Portsmouth, where the school falls under, said schools are safe, inclusive places which respect diversity. And again, the title, and I would just say, if you want to bring your kids up in accordance with what your belief of strict Christian values is,
Yeah.
then move them to another school or continue to homeschool them. Boner candidate number 1.
And the Lord did pull his pants on one leg at a time. It's not in there.
I'm just happy to hear that the schools in the UK are being this open about it.
Why don't you move there then, huh? Why don't you go ahead and move there if you like it so much? Here's boner candidate number 2. Time for the mayor to move on. A younger cousin of Seattle Mayor Ed Murray on Tuesday became the 5th man to publicly accuse the mayor of sexual abuse, saying Mayor Murray repeatedly molested him as a teenager in the 1970s. Mayor Murray immediately announced his resignation. Joseph Dyer, a dialysis technician and Air Force veteran, said he was 13 when Murray forced him into sex for about a year while the two shared a bedroom in Dyer's mother's home in the Long Island town of Medford, New York. There would be times when I would fake sleeping because I didn't want him touching me, and that's when he would molest me, and my mother would be right there in the house, and she'd be in the living room. Before announcing that he would leave office, Murray on Tuesday had denied his cousin's allegation. He said he lived with his cousin, Mary Ellen Sottley, and their children in New York, but did not abuse Dyer. He said there's been a rift in the family for years, but there have been
This isn't the first.
No,
yeah.
this is the 5th. 2 of Murray's sisters also came to his defense, saying the allegations, were not true. But there were 4 other men who came forward, and he kept holding it off, saying, "No, this is all." But now a family member says,
Yeah.
well, he did it to me too. Boner candidate number 2, it's time for the mayor to move on. You know, my guess is, well, I don't know, statute of limitations. Here in Utah, I think we got rid of that law.
The statute of limitations?
When it comes to sexual abuse allegations.
I don't know.
Because I know there have been big lobbies to get rid of it because sometimes it's years before you can come forward. It's years before you even remember it, that it happened. You know, you block it out, and so they've removed the statute of limitations, I think, here in Utah. Somebody let me know. I know they've been talking about doing it. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, I got to keep up with the news.
All right. Candidate 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
I just got a text message from Ed, so I assume it says correct.
Oh.
So I guess that
the
means
statute of limitations.
The statute of limitations has been removed here in Utah. Gina, good news. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta pass is back.
You know, it does end, though. That if it never ended, then the first time they introduced it, there'd still be some...
Listen, I just stepped into the studio to say goodbye to you guys. It's never-ending pasta, so I'll probably never see you again. So.
It's a $100 card, and it enables you to 8 weeks of... Well, that's not never-ending.
There is an end. That's my issue with it. There's an end.
It says there are no limits on how often you can use it during this period of time, September 25th to November 19th.
Then they need to call it something else.
Well, they need to call it the severely limited pasta pass. I thought it was going to be good
never
news
ending
for you.
Means it never ends.
It's good to know you. We'll see you. If you need
No.
me, you know where to find me.
Is it still open? I noticed they're doing a lot of construction on that building, but it's still open. Like Kerry said dispiritedly. Yeah, it's still open. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 2 Pakistani teenagers. You know, Pakistan is not a good place to live if you are a woman, or if you're a young person who wants to have sex with another young person.
It's just not a good place to live, period.
2 Pakistani teenagers who, you know what's weird about that, though, is that they have a very sophisticated school system in Pakistan. Very learned people live there. They have great, they're scientific enough. They have their own, they build atomic bombs and stuff like that.
Problem is that mythology rules.
Yeah. 2 Pakistani teenagers who tried to elope were brutally murdered by relatives with electric shocks last month in an honor killing in a southern port city of Karachi. The tribal boy and girl accused of falling in love with each other were...
Accused of falling in love.
Well, you can't do that. Were declared by the local tribal council as symbols of dishonor in the Pashtun community. The council convened, and they said, got to put them to death. And they did. Tragedy.
Oh?
It's a name that you won't know, but you probably should. Her name is Edith Windsor. She has died at the age of 88. Edith Windsor was a gay rights activist whose landmark case led the Supreme Court to grant same-sex married couples federal recognition for the first time and rights to a host of federal benefits that until then only married heterosexuals had enjoyed. She died on Tuesday in Manhattan. She was 88. Her wife, Judith Kaysen Windsor, confirmed her death at a hospital but did not specify a cause. I think it was that she was old. 4 decades after Stonewall, which fueled the fight for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender rights in America, Ms. Windsor, the widow of a woman with whom she had lived much of her life, became the lead plaintiff in what is widely regarded as the second most important Supreme Court ruling in the national battle over same-sex marriage rights. The Windsor decision, which came in 2013, came in 2013, was limited to 13 states and the District of Columbia, but in a more expansive ruling, the court said other states which should hold true. But it gave same-sex couples had a constitutional right to marry anywhere in the nation. So 13 states first passed this through the Windsor decision, saying you can get married in these states. And then with the Utah, Kitchen versus Herbert and all
Kitchen
those.
versus Herbert.
That's what's expanded it. But she'd been a long time gay rights activist. Well, they got him back in court.
Who?
An alleged peeping Tom in Layton. He focused on a Layton apartment complex.
Well, it's one-stop shopping.
Some good peeping there. There's
just
good,
one window to the next.
Yeah, good peeping. Stephen Callan of Roy, scheduled to be back in court on Tuesday on charges that he secretly recorded women with his phone through their windows on several occasions. According to a search warrant unsealed on Monday, Callan was spotted between May 7th and May 22nd at Overlook at Sunset Point on Hillfield.
Overlook, it's right in the name.
At Hillfield Road. Apartment managers warned Mr. Callan that he would be cited for trespassing if he returned, but return he did. He said he admitted to it. He said, "Yeah, I'm here to."
What are you doing here?
I'm here to.
I'm just looking in the window.
I'm here to look into windows of mainly women's places.
I gotta stop saying things out loud.
He consented to show officers, and he said, "Whoa, so you've been recording them on your phone? Yeah, you want to see?
You want to see?
Yeah."
I got good lighting on this one.
Wait, this is wrong?
Mm-hmm. This is art. This is an art project.
No one ever told me this was wrong. Mother!
I'm doing a documentary.
In an effort to provide more affordable housing options, and the vacancy rate in Salt Lake area right now, it's like at 1.8%. There's no place to live. There are no available apartments, essentially, is what that means. So in an effort to provide more affordable housing, the Salt Lake City Council is considering changing rules to allow more accessory dwelling units. That means they sometimes call them mother-in-law apartments.
You said accessory dwelling. I was thinking tough shed.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'd like to put my mother-in-law. No, she's a lovely woman. I wouldn't do that.
It's the owner of an accessory dwelling walked in the studio.
They're called mother-in-law apartments or granny apartments. Now, a lot of places, and I don't know Salt Lake, they don't allow them because... for instance, let's say you build one, you have one in your basement. You have a little kitchenette down there and the facility. But what you don't have is any way for the person who lives down there to escape if there's a fire. I mean, the way you have to do it, probably
retrofit
now,
windows.
You got to put in some kind of and that gets too expensive for people to do, so they don't do it, or they just break the law.
Right. So I have a woodworking studio in the back of my house.
This is Richie Stedman.
No bathroom, no running water back there, but I could rent it out. I bet I could get $300-$400 for it. Put a bed.
To someone to live there?
Yeah, because it's heat and air conditioned.
But there's no running water.
So they just come in the house.
They just use it as a bedroom. So they're looking at easing the laws
But people are
on that
that
kind of
desperate.
thing.
Really?
Absolutely.
And I think if they do that, then that's okay. But the only mothers-in-laws and grannies should be allowed.
They
to
should
live
be
there.
actual mother-in-law apartments.
Yeah.
You have to prove you're mother-in-law.
I mean, part of the reason they call them that too is that I lived in one in Pennsylvania a long time ago, and it was an attic of a 3-story house, and it had really no fire escape or anything like that. So I had to tell the local authorities that I was related to the people who lived on the ground floor.
Because so you can have an elderly family member have some privacy and be able to cook for themselves, but really they're just living in your house.
And if it's an elderly family member, you can make the decision that they could burn to death. But if it's somebody you don't know, you don't want to make that decision. And there's an op-ed piece by Bernie Sanders in the New York Times today. Let me read you this opening paragraph. That's all I'm going to do.
Okay.
This is a pivotal moment in American history, writes Bernie. Do we as a nation join the rest of the industrialized world and guarantee comprehensive health care to every person as a human right? Or do we maintain a system that is enormously expensive, wasteful, and bureaucratic, and is designed to maximize profits for big insurance companies, the pharmaceutical industry, Wall Street, and medical equipment suppliers. That's all I'm going to read of that. That should tell you everything you need to know about what's going on with healthcare in this country.
Exactly.
And I don't care, Orrin, Hatch, and all of the rest of you who say that that this is the march toward socialized medicine is the wrong thing to do. The wrong thing to do is keep taking money from insurance companies, pharmaceutical industry, Wall Street, and medical equipment suppliers to keep the current system in place. Because that's why we have this that's why our health care is so expensive. Because those guys, the number one industry that pays money out to lobby, insurance. Mm-hmm. Number one. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we have this?
They say that it's free market and it'll be more competitive. Well, there's no competition.
No.
You don't have a choice.
And it won't change.
It won't.
No. You can't.
And
when
you
it comes to
don't want-
healthcare, you don't want it to
No.
be competitive.
You're having a heart attack. Take me to the closest hospital. I don't want to worry about.
No, wait. Okay, no heart attack, honey. We did the research on this. Which hospital is better for? No, you don't do that.
But we do that now. We do that now. I mean, if I'm conscious, I'm going to say I can't go to that hospital. They don't take my insurance.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous that it's that way.
It's really stupid, and it's expensive.
Weather, traffic.
Just a quick sports because I have a giveaway quickly. Real Salt Lake is playing the Portland Timbers Saturday, September 16th at Rio Tinto Stadium. You can purchase tickets. They are still available, rsl.com, Rio Tinto Stadium box office, or you could win them from us right now. Call 877-602-9696. Richie will take a winner in the other room. Weather, we're sliding into fall. And it's about damn time. We'll have some spotty sprinkles today. Chance of thunderstorms later tonight. Those chances increase tomorrow, and through the weekend it'll be cooling off and feeling nice. Today, though, we'll have a high of 89. Brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone value screen repair. Just advertise price, bring it in from another business. Bad Apple will beat it. 10 locations. Go to badapplerepair.com. Traffic, we have a new crash in Parley's Canyon, westbound I-80. This is by the quarry. Let's see. We had that SWAT incident actually ended, and they tear gassed and went into the hat, and the guy's not there.
Anybody here?
He's a wanted fugitive, so they're still looking for him. So Midvale, there's going to be some police activity looking
Check
for that
the
guy.
mother-in-law apartment. Maybe he's in there.
Crash at the off-ramp by 215 East at Foothill Drive in the right lane. Crash westbound I-80 at the quarry. I just told you about that one. Crash westbound 114 South State Street in Salt Lake off to the right shoulder. If you see anything, you can text it to us, 33986. Traffic brought to you by The Ruin and Sugar House, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., featuring weekly bingo, DJs, and live music. Located on Wilmington Avenue, Ruin work is the curse of the drinking class.
Thanks to our State Senator Todd Weiler for keeping me straight on gay issues. Deandra Brown led the efforts against the statute of limitations on sex abuse in the Utah State Legislature.
Oh, the Browns,
and it was not Kitchen versus Herbert that went to Supreme Court. Ultimately, it was Overfell versus Hodges that went to the State Supreme Court on same-sex marriage. Thank you, Todd Weiler. Boner candidate number 3. I got to keep up with the news. Oh yeah, Deandra Brown. She was here.
The Browns,
the Brown family.
Yeah, we got her.
Let's see. I got to keep up with the news. A Metro bus driver has been suspended after video surfaced of him reading the newspaper while operating a city bus.
Not looking at the news on his phone, but reading.
Yeah.
Paper.
Video posted to Twitter. We have it here at x96.com/live. Video posted to Twitter shows the driver flipping through the pages of the newspaper as he drives the bus. Should my bus driver be reading and flipping pages of a newspaper while driving? The Twitter person who filmed it wrote. They immediately suspended the driver. I don't think he'll work as a bus driver again. Boner candidate number 3. I got to keep up with the news.
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Perhaps you should simply move your child to another school. It's a Christian couple planning to sue a school because that their sons go to, because this particular school apparently allows male students, if they wish, to wear dresses to school. Well, just take your kid out of the damn school if you don't like it. Boner candidate number 2, time for the mayor to move on. The mayor of Seattle, he's been facing allegations of sexual molestation and abuse, and he's been holding off on resigning. Well, now his cousin has come forward and said, yeah, he did it to me 2 years ago. And boner candidate number 3, I got to keep up with the news.
Let's vote. Round 1 of the boner voting. Here we go. What you got to do is decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one deserves to be the winner of this round and go to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. All right, easy. 1, 2, or 3. Just put that number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. There you go. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Vote that way. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Round 1, September 13. Right? Easy. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's boner round 1.
Is it chilly weather yet?
I think
You want to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but it's
going to be like almost 90 today.
Some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them. And my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is a
here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah. I just
you go.
I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if it's good chili,
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
But that's
having
mainly because he has.
stew in-
That's mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure
Stew
you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
You don't ever
and
do
we
it in the
only do
summer.
that when it starts to get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's,
Okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I'm going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had
Grilled
that a few
cheese
weeks
and
ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
You made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda,
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good
You
bowl
break
of
the
chili.
rules there,
Anytime.
Phil.
Stu, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
Oh, I'm telling
I'm
you.
not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt
you're
tied down
you're
by.
pushing back.
That's it,
Push
baby.
back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank
Don't
you.
chain
Thank
me
you.
down with your manners.
Exactly.
Radio from hell every morning. Alternative music all day.
X96. All right, 7:47 right now. Time to award round one of your boner voting.
And then we'll have Hello Yeah What.
Oh, is it a Hello Yeah What day?
Hello Yeah What. So we'll do that at 877-602-9696. Get ready for that.
Start lining up.
So we had boner candidate number one.
Brought to you in part by.
Oh, sorry. Brought to you in part by some street corn.
Street corn.
Well, street style corn.
Ah.
I mean, it's corn
You
on the
didn't
cob.
find it in the street.
No, I made it at home straight. I put it on the grill, and then you put cream cheese and lime juice and chili powder on it.
And the grand opening of the new Johnny O's Spudnut Shop in Layton is September 16th on Hillfield Road. You can buy any coffee, get a Spudnut for 25 cents, and on Saturday, buy any dozen, get a second half off and free fountain drinks. Spudnuts.
So boner candidate number one was perhaps you should simply move your child to another school. That's the Christian parents who are wanting to sue school because boys at this particular school are allowed to wear dresses if they so choose. They think that's against Christian teachings because, you know, just like you, Jesus put his pants on one leg at a time, as Carrie observed earlier. And who wears the pants in the Christian family? God.
God pants.
Yeah.
They're Wranglers, thank you.
God
Jesus,
Woody?
Jesus wore toughskins.
Jesus was a toughskins guy?
Yeah. And then boner candidate number two, it's time for the mayor to move on. The mayor of Seattle has been facing allegations that he sexually abused younger boys over the years, and he's been denying it, and staying in office. Well, Mayor Murray's cousin now came out and said, yeah, he did it to me too when we were kids. And then boner candidate number three, I got to keep up with the news. It's a bus driver caught reading the newspaper while driving his bus. Howard won the tickets to see The Used, and the winner was boner candidate number two. Time for the mayor to move on.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good enough choice, and you have decided that one will go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. It will face off against the winner of round two. We'll have round two of your boner voting starting at about 8:20. Boner Fight at 9:25.
We're going to do Hello Yeah What here.
877-602-9696. This is a very, just a very unique radio feature that we invented a long time ago, and then people copied us, and now all these radio shows are doing this kind of thing. There would be no, and I'm sorry to say it, but there would be no Rush Limbaugh today if it weren't for us, because we started this.
Yeah.
So just call us, and it's anything you want to talk about.
877-602-9696. And it's brought to you by Sean Hogan and Everest Collision. They want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving and download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
So yeah, just
Hello, yeah, what?
877-602-9696, and then Mr. Snerdley will ask. I mean, Richie will ask you what you want to talk about, and you tell him briefly, and it can be anything. Yeah. Any question you want to ask, any topic you would like to broach.
It could be like me calling in and telling you I'm proud of my puppy, Riley. She graduated from puppy class yesterday.
Isn't that great?
And they played Pomp and Circumstance.
Of course they did.
And called her up.
Because that means so much to dogs.
She got a diploma. There's a picture of her at x96.com/live with her diploma.
And her tutor.
Dog got big quick.
She's not. I don't know what happened to my puppy. She's.
And then, or you could comment. I just tweeted a picture of a cute little kitty being put to bed. at RFH Bill. Dylan, if you could find that and put that. Oh, that
is it your kitty?
No, I just found it. I just saw it on. It says this video of a kitty getting ready for her nap time will blow your worries away, and it will if you.
It'll
look at
blow
it.
your worries
it
away.
Will. You should see it. She is so cute.
Blow your words.
All right,
away.
I better talk to my dog. Hudson, you better up your social media game. Get some videos of you being cute or something.
Right now. What are you doing right now, Hudson?
Hello, yeah, what?
All right. Let's go to Matt wants to start playing.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Matt.
Sup, Matt?
Hey. Hello. Hey, before I start, I just want to thank you guys so much
for
letting me listen.
You're welcome.
What I want to talk about, back in, do you guys remember introducing Adam Sandler?
No.
In the early 90s when he came?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Not one of our finest moments.
It was for a national. Oh no, that wasn't the National Lampoon thing. That was, but I do remember. Yeah.
No, it was
Kingsbury Hall.
But you guys said a joke. I remember like the punchline was like "Hello, girls" or something like that.
Yeah, so it was,
and I never got it.
Yeah,
it always bothers me.
It was like I said, not a proud moment.
I don't remember the joke at all.
I do. I don't want to talk about it.
This has been bugging him for 20 years.
No, it was not. It failed miserably.
But I can get. I know how the. I know. I don't remember the joke, but I know how the punchline was said. It was probably said like this: "Hello, girls."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was.
Yeah, but I don't remember the joke.
Yeah, just don't.
Carrie wants you to move along.
They can't all be gems, is what I'm saying, Matt.
Okay.
I've been standing next to an open microphone for most of my life. There's gonna be mistakes.
Thanks for bringing up an old one.
Is that all you remember, Matt?
How was the show?
I remember Adam Sandler was a little bit offensive.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
And people talked and they said, "Well, why didn't you walk out?" And I'm like, "Well, God, I paid $20. I can't walk out. It was $20."
You know, I really don't like Adam Sandler at all, except I remember seeing him in that early phase of his career when he was doing stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of odd.
No, when he did stand up,
and
he was
really
funny.
You liked Punch Drunk Love, too. You liked him in that.
Yeah, but he wasn't being Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he was acting.
So, yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
trying.
there you go, Matt. Sorry.
Thanks, Matt. Sorry.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry your $20 was wasted.
Nate?
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Nate.
Hi, thanks. Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
So I kind of have a thing that must go, but it just happened again, so fresh in my mind. But anyone that says, "I'm not racist, but," and then follows up with a racist comment.
Yeah, if there's a but there, it's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as you hear the but, then you're in for a ride.
But negates everything that comes before it.
I guess it really does,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Well, maybe not.
In any sentence, but negates whatever came before it.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to think of an instance.
I have several suggestions. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Nate. See ya.
All right.
See, you can talk about anything you want.
Yes, there you go. Thanks, Nate.
But that.
Jen.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Jen.
Hi, guys. Thanks for putting me on.
Mm-hmm.
Longtime fan of yours.
Thanks.
So you guys might have heard about the accident on I-15 yesterday morning where an Alpine school district teacher was killed.
Oh, we have an email about that.
I have an email about it. You want me to, let me read
Yeah.
it real quick, Jen. This
Yeah.
is from, well, this person is 13, and she gives her name. Maybe I won't read her name. But she says, I go to Vista
Yeah,
Heights.
maybe not.
Vista Heights Middle School. My
Yep,
thing that
Vista
must
Heights.
my thing that must go is the grief students, staff, and everyone here at Alpine School District is feeling. As of this morning, Tuesday, September 12th, the beloved teacher, Mr. Thornton, got killed
Yep,
in a car
Mr.
crash.
Thornton.
I never had Mr. Thornton for a teacher, but my heart aches for everyone who has been affected by this tragedy. At the time that I am writing you this email, no details have been given to us. My heart and thoughts go out to his family, and I hope that wherever he is, he knows that he will be never forgotten, and we will always remember him as a caring teacher, a loving father, and a loving husband. We love you, Mr. Thornton. You will be missed. So please, with your magical radio powers, make our grief go away. Yeah. So,
He's
Well,
somebody
Mr.
that you knew?
Thornton, yeah. He was my kid's teacher. In fact, one of her favorites, and she was pretty broken up about it yesterday. And, he was really just loved by so many. He was such a great teacher. He was so involved. And, the accident, was just, it's so tragic and everybody's hurting. But what I thought was really cool is, and as I'm sitting here dropping my kid off at Vista Heights, I can see Fox 13 News out here, but all the kids are wearing Star Wars for him today. So
He was a big Star Wars fan,
was he?
apparently.
he was a big Star Wars fan. Yeah.
Mr.
So
Thornton.
my kids went off to school with Star Wars, and so I don't know if you've got some special Star Wars theme you could play in his honor, but I wanted to give a shout out to him because he was really great.
Where is that school, Alta Vista?
It's
Or
it's
Vista Heights.
Middle
Vista
School.
Heights, yeah. Where is
Yeah,
it?
it's in Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thanks for calling.
And a lot of kids from Saratoga and Eagle Mountain go there. So.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we will take a break. We will continue with this feature, Hello, Yeah, What? It's
Hello, yeah, what?
coming up after these, if you insist. 877-602-9696. Also, round 2 of the boner voting on the way. Stand by for that.
Lots of friends of the program are texting in. Gina, what's up? 89 southbound and South Weber! Exclamation point! Let me see if I can find that for you. 6-car accident, I-15 7th South in Layton. Traffic is stopped there for that. So maybe that has something to do with it. Crash westbound SR 201 3200 West in Salt Lake. Crash off-ramp I-215 East at Foothill Drive. That area is always slow anyway due to people going to the U, so that's causing some major slowing in that area. Crash westbound 114 South State Street in Salt Lake, off to the right shoulder. A couple of street crashes to report Salt Lake County, one in Kearns, 6200 South 40th West, the other in South Jordan, 3200 West 98th South. That's traffic. It's brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, y'all hang on the line. Hello, Yeah, What? Continues after these. I can see Tommy and Chris are calling in using my new and improved eyesight from Hoops Vision Collection. Yes.
Oh.
HOOPESvision.com
Okay.
is the website.
And that's where you need to go to find out about getting your vision corrected. And they do all kinds of procedures there. They do cataract surgery. They do that camera inlay. But right now, I just want to talk a little bit about the just the LASIK eye surgery, where they improve your nearsightedness, and even if you have an astigmatism, they can work on your vision and improve it, and hopefully you'll get rid of your glasses and your contact lenses, and that's really a great thing.
That first appointment is free.
Yeah,
and they'll lay it out for you. They'll run every test that they've got, and they'll say, here are your options.
They even will talk about payment plans with you. And make a payment plan that's affordable for your budget. But there's honestly no pressure at Hoops Vision. They just lay it out, and they don't pressure you to do anything. So give them a call. Their number is 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745, or go to hoopsvision.com.
I had a bizarre experience yesterday.
What?
So I don't order a lot of stuff from Amazon. But my gosh, it's really convenient. You know,
I was going to say, why not? That's
yeah. I mean, I don't know why I don't do it more, but it's
because it hurts local businesses.
Yeah, I'd
that's
rather
why,
shop
That's
locally.
the reason you shouldn't.
I'd rather shop locally, but there were every once in a while there's a specialty item I can't find, or I can't find. Maybe it's a pair of some clothing I can't find the right size or whatever. So anyway, I ordered this item. It doesn't matter what it was from Amazon. It was $10. And it was free shipping because I'd have Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the way they track the packages, man, it's really slick. I mean, they say, okay, the package is left here, and now it's here, and now it's here,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say the package has been delivered to your house. It's on
Mm-hmm.
your front porch, and it was there at 3:15.
Yeah.
So when it said that, I went out and there was no package. And I'm looking around. I go, "There's no package anywhere." But clearly, it said 3:15. So I got a hold of Amazon, and they said, "Well," I said, "maybe it just got delivered. It must have just gotten delivered somewhere else." And they said, "Well, we'll just refund your money." And I said, "Well, I don't know. Should I wait a day or two?" "Well, you could, but we'll just refund your money, and we'll give you a $5 credit for your trouble." And I said, "Okay, thanks." And then I thought, I'm not going to order that thing again anyway. I'll go try and find it somewhere else. So yesterday, the woman next door comes over and says, "Here, this was delivered to my house." Now, that Amazon has already said they're going to credit my account for $10.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes over and says, "Here, this package was delivered here accidentally. It's for you. It's the missing item." So my decision then is, do I keep it and steal $10 from Amazon? Or no, I don't. So
now
no.
you're on record.
Right. Well,
This is the radio bill?
So I say to myself, no, of course I don't. And I called them.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a hassle to get them to take $10 back from me. I was on the phone for a half an hour. It's like they couldn't figure out how to do it practically.
Nobody's ever called to give us money back.
I said, I just don't want to cheat you out of this $10. Okay. It's like
we're not used to people.
It's just $10.
Doing the right thing.
I mean, I was on hold for 20 minutes while this woman tried to figure out how to. She wasn't quite. So either she was inept or it just doesn't happen. I don't know. But what a hassle to to give them back their $10. And I hope I still get my $5 credit, though.
I'm sure you will.
I hope.
helps us start the day with warmth and vigor.
Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
Start the day.
Hello, yeah, what?
That is the feature that we are doing right now.
So call us at 877-602-9696. Your opportunity to make any kind of a comment you like, within the bounds of
decency,
reason, without getting us in trouble.
Hello, yeah, what?
This is Tommy.
Tammy.
Hey.
How's it going, Tammy?
Hi, Tommy.
I'm going to Vegas for about a week, and I need some help.
Take a lot of money.
Vegas that's a long time for Vegas. Vegas is a 3-day place.
Why are you going for a week?
It's a long story, but anniversary.
Anniversary.
Wait a minute. It's a long story. Anniversary. You don't sound happy about this.
You
You
don't.
should be like, oh, I get to go to Vegas for my anniversary.
It was planned for 3 days, but now it's a week. So
And-
we're
and-
kind of
and you-
struggling on what to do.
Yeah, so it's a week. And, was that just out of your hands somehow?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So
we have a frequent Vegaser Dylan here.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas in years, and so and it's always changing. So
First off, take a day, get in your car, drive down and see the dam.
Really?
Yeah.
It'll get you out of Vegas for a day.
And that new bridge that they built
incredible. It's
by the
beautiful.
Hoover Dam is really amazing.
Okay.
Got to see Penn and Teller.
Yes.
They're the best. Any of the Cirques are good. Cirque du Soleil. If it's your anniversary, you might want to see Zumanity.
How's the Beatles Love Show? How's that?
It's really good.
Okay.
They're all good. It's all Cirque. They're all.
All right.
But the Zumanity is the sexy side of Cirque,
There's naked circus people.
Scantily clad. I saw it with my father, so it's not that. But
me.
Yeah. But that's fun. Do you go on the amusement rides? Do you like the coasters and stuff?
You like the coasters?
Like the New York one? Is that?
Yeah, you got New York, but
That
you got
roller
all the new
coaster-
stuff on the
that
Stratosphere.
New York roller coaster. Last time I was in Las Vegas, my youngest son and I went on it. It's really fun.
It's a fun coaster.
Okay, that's 3 days.
Get drunk by the pool.
Yeah, can't you just spend a lot of time by the
Yeah.
pool? Where are you staying?
Yeah, Monte Carlo. I don't know.
Oh,
The Monte Carlo.
Is that down in
com-
Old Las Vegas? Or is it?
No, it's on the Strip.
Oh, it's on the Strip. Okay.
Why? Oh no.
Let's see, because it's completely being renovated right now.
That's why you got a
You're staying
deal
there
on
because
it.
you got a really good deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Sorry.
the pool's been drained.
The pool. Oh yeah,
You
it's
know,
a dirt lot now.
And they found a bunch of cars in it, which was really interesting.
Yeah, that is weird.
There's a place in the Mandalay Bay. It's a vodka bar. Red Square is what
Is
it's
that the
called.
one where they fly up and down? And,
No. This one's a little bit more laid back. But they have an ice room in there where you can go in and
right.
they give you coats, and you can go in and drink vodka
Out of ice cups.
Out of ice cups.
Didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Mandalay Bay.
Didn't we go there with Alan Haig?
I don't remember.
I think we did.
Also, the House of Blues is there. There's always check to see if there's a good band playing at the House of Blues.
You know, you could just stay in your room and make sweet, sweet love.
Or that.
For a week? He doesn't want to do that. See, that's what see, you guys are going off on about that. I want to go back to that it's your anniversary. Like, if somebody told me I got to spend a week with my husband for my anniversary, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Be like, yay, that's awesome. You sound like you're dreading this.
Or just want ideas.
Well, like I
He's
said,
he's
there's,
not- well, we just gave you a bunch.
There's ticks for tonight. You go the day of your show, and they give you cheap tickets to whatever shows haven't sold out.
You know, go see that guy in the Miracle Mile.
The cat guy.
The guy who does the cat
The pet
show.
tricks.
the trained cats.
Trained cats. That's fun.
Yeah.
See, there's all kinds of stuff.
There you go.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Gotta go.
Okay.
He's
Bye-bye.
going to be divorced in a
Stay
year.
Probably.
I think they're going to get divorced down there.
Can you get a quickie divorce in Vegas, like a quickie wedding?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, let's go to Chris.
Hello, yeah, what?
Any kind of a quickie you want, you can get it in Vegas.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Lord and lady, how are you this morning?
Are you okay? You're a little muffled, Chris.
Sorry, is that better?
Yes.
A little bit.
What do you what do you want?
What I would like to talk about today is your friendly neighborhood Uber and Lyft drivers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If your friendly neighborhood Uber and Lyft drivers suck, please, by all means, do not tip them. But if they are good and, like, get you where you're going safe and are friendly, please tip them. They don't make an overabundance.
Are people not tipping you? I always tip.
No.
I always tip my Lyft driver.
No, people do not.
Well, I think people feel like they're not supposed to.
That-
I
yeah,
think,
Uber
honestly,
kind of,
I think
Uber perpetuated
Well,
that.
see, I for one of many reasons, but
But
Lyft always comes up. It comes up first of all. Do you want to tip them, and then rate them? There's two windows
Yeah.
pop up one after the other.
I think people feel like they're not supposed to. So you're
And
saying
that
yes,
was,
do.
that was something that was perpetuated by Uber for a long time.
Mhm.
However, just so that people know, after Uber and Lyft take out their fees, we only get 76 cents a mile, and we don't get any gas reimbursement. We pay
Really?
for our own gas.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. See?
Thank you,
We've-
Lords and ladies. Have a wonderful
All right,
morning.
Chris. Sounds like you better get an electric car. Electric car, Chris. All right, let's go to Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, yeah, what?
Yes.
Wayne.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
How's it been?
Hi, Wayne.
So, weird thing, you guys did the best of feature a while back, right, when you're on a break?
Mm-hmm.
And 4 out of my 5 phone calls to you guys were featured on that feature.
The hell?
I'm just wondering, has that happened before?
You must be very interesting.
Mark
Wayne.
this down for best of.
Yeah, put this on the Best of Wayne
Make
show.
sure this we get this the best of Wayne. No, we just decided, Wayne, that you deserved your own spotlight.
We had a whole meeting about it.
That's good. You should. I have to go. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, that Wayne's a great caller, we said. Let's make sure he gets on all the best ofs. So what dazzling thing have you got for us today?
Nothing. I've been wondering, like, has that
Take
day,
Wayne
that
off
week
the
that you guys
list.
did it-
Yep.
Take him off the
He got
list.
nothing. He
Take
got
him off.
nothing.
Hello, yeah,
See you
what?
later, Wayne.
All right, Wayne, thanks. Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi.
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 I am a kindergarten teacher in Taylorsville,
Okay.
and I have 40 students,
Yes.
and I just wanted to say that I could never do it without you guys.
Oh, yeah, 40 kindergartners. I don't know how you do it even with us.
Are we in the classroom with you every day?
No, I have an hour commute to get here, and
Jeez.
so I listen to you guys every morning for an hour.
Wait, you drive an hour to be a kindergarten teacher for 40
Lord.
kids? That's,
Yes, I do.
That's all kinds of pain.
Yes.
Well, they tell me I have the patience of...
Whitney, can I ask you how old you are?
I am 30 years old.
All right, Whitney, I'm going to play a comedy bit for you after the messages directed right at you. It's about teachers. All right? It's a Louis C.K. bit.
I will wait for it.
We'll play that after the commercials here, and you will relate and go, you're right. Why?
And thanks for listening, okay?
Yes, thank you.
We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
All right. Round 2 of the boner voting coming up.
Oh, traffic. Let's see. We've got emergency traffic, solid delays northbound I-215 East Belt from 49th South all the way up to the crash that's blocking the right lanes. This is the ramp to Foothill Drive. That's always busy anyway. Crash southbound 15 Center Street in Clearfield, blocking the left lane into the medium. Traffic backing into Roy. Heavy delays southbound, slowing eastbound SR 201, northbound I-215, both the east and west belts, and northbound I-15, several accidents being reported in all of those areas.
Here are your boner candidates coming up in round 2. Now I see why he got a presidential pardon. Number 2, this is a warning shot. And number 3, this is law and order in action.
All right. Round 2 of the boner voting coming up. Alpine Plastic Surgery, 5405 South Adams Avenue Parkway in Ogden, 801-689-3500. Thanks for the pen, Gina.
Yeah, I got last time I was at Alpine Plastic Surgery, I got Carrie a pen, and I was there just for a follow-up. I had some surgery there, as you know, last year, and let me tell you, I had a consultation with Dr. Barnett, like we tell you to have, a free consultation.
Yes.
I went in there thinking I was going to have something else done. I had a boob job years ago, and I thought, well, I'll get them changed out. I think you're supposed to do that
You
every
got to
10
rotate
years.
the tires.
I thought that's Dr. Barnett in our consultation said, no.
You mean Randy?
That's him. He said, no, you're fine. You can leave those. Oh, maybe we can do something else. That's what I'm saying this consultation is for. It's free. You go in and talk to him about concerns you have about your body, some things you want to change, augment or subtract. He can do both of those.
You can see Dr. Barnett, Randall Barnett, or Randy, as he likes to be called. Discuss. Yeah.
Okay.
He just said to me one time, you can call me Randy. Discussing procedures involving a mommy makeover at alpineplasticsurgery.com or call them 801-689-3500. Hi, it's me, Bill Allred, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than good conversation and good food. So I've put them together with a podcast called The Let's Go Eat Show. We eat good food and we talk to interesting people. Find my podcast at The Let's Go Eat Show.
Radio from Hell on X96.
So anyway, we're up there, getting bags of food and turkeys. But when we first got there,
this is before we went on the air.
Now I didn't say this to her on the air, did I?
No, this was before we went on.
She introduced herself, and I forget her name. Hi, I'm so and so with the food bank, and we said hi, and she handed us a fact sheet, and it's just a few things there, and she said, and then she said, I don't even think we asked her to be on the radio.
Didn't.
She said, I don't want to go on the radio, and Carrie said, well, come on, we've got to. Want to talk to somebody from the food bank?
Yeah.
You're here. You're an expert.
I believe every year we have spoken with somebody.
Yeah, and I said, well, we need somebody from the food bank. We'd like somebody from the food bank to talk. And she said, well, what are you going to ask me? and it made me a little mad.
It did, because it's kind of a
and I said, well,
question.
I'm going to ask you, what the velocity of a V1 rocket is, and how to build a diesel truck, and what is the composition of quartzite.
You were a little
about the food bank.
The stuff that was on the sheet.
Easy stuff. She ran. She disappeared. And never came back.
Yeah.
And no one else from the food bank.
No.
She was the representative that morning.
And
you could have handled that better.
Yeah, I could have. And I think I did say, well, could you get us somebody who will talk? I think I said that. And that's when she said, well, what are you going to ask me?
I think he was just trying to point out to her that that was kind of a silly question. You're here to represent the food bank. Tell us about hungry people.
I was, but I kind of snapped at her.
But people that have never been on the radio or put in that position, it makes them nervous just right off the bat.
Gina, I don't think, again, you really need, other than that seems to be your role, to apologize for this. I'm doing the apologizing. You don't need to.
Once again,
it's my turn to apologize.
Stepping all over Bill's thing.
Stop apologizing. I'm apologizing.
You're always there to ruin the punchline, and now you're ruining the apology.
And quit throwing your shoes at me.
Wait, there's another one.
So she really never said why she didn't want to be on the air, did she?
No, but she was scared. She was nervous.
She did the I don't want to be on the air.
Well, maybe she had a real job and was supposed to be at work and didn't want anybody to hear her.
No, but anyway, I feel bad about it. I'm sorry. I'd like to find out her name, and I'll send her an apology or.
I wouldn't call her. You'll scare her.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you, and I'm sorry. I was a little short. But it's first thing in the morning, and we're just getting it together, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Again, you can't treat everybody like you treat me.
Oh, shut up. I can too. You call right now, and I'll tell you to shut up. I don't care who you are.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell.
Carrie Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarrie.
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
That's Carrie, Kerry.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Weekday mornings on X96.
All right, that's for Whitney.
Poor
I
Whitney.
hope she don't-
40 kindergartners she's in charge of.
She's on her way. She's just going to turn around and go back
No,
home.
Whitney, we need you.
All right. Time now for round 2 of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You need to listen to all 3 of these stories, and then once you've heard all 3, you need to decide which one of these is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It, Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, now I see why he got a presidential pardon. Now that President Trump has pardoned Joe Arpaio for violating the terms of a 2011 court order in a racial profiling case, the disgraced former Arizona sheriff has no interest in looking back and seeing what he might have done differently. In a chilling interview with Univision, Arpaio said that he will never apologize for how his hunt for undocumented immigrants in Maricopa County inflicted fear on the Latino community. An apology for doing my job? Well, that'll never happen, Arpaio told the network. I think if I stood on a big tower and I screamed at everybody, at all Hispanics, and I said that I disagreed with all the deportations and said I love y'all, wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, no,
Arpaio's pardon.
He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He's not going to apologize.
Arpaio's pardon came a few weeks before Trump's announcement last Tuesday that he was repealing the Deferred Action Childhood Arrival, the DREAMER program. He sees no problem with the timing of the 2 decisions, but suggests dreamers, they got to wait a little bit and have some confidence in the president. By the way, I'm not a dreamer. My mother and father came here legally from Italy. I'm a U.S. citizen, proud to be a citizen of the United States. The 85-year-old was defeated for re-election in November. During his 23 years on the job, Arpaio was accused of racially profiling Latinos and engaging in unlawful policing, although the Justice Department found that Arpaio's officers called Latinos wetbacks, Mexican bitches, effing Mexicans, and stupid Mexicans. He doesn't think that his reputation as the department's leader suffered with that demographic, with Hispanics. I don't really think that they hate me when you get right down to it. I mean, I get threats, but I don't get the threats from the Hispanics.
I'm so tired of hearing people say, my ancestors came here legally, blah, blah, blah. Do you think Mexican people want to come here illegally? Don't you think if they had an easy option for coming here legally and working,
That's it. Go
they
easy
would
on 'em,
do
Gina.
that?
Go
Do you
easy
think
on
they
'em.
just think it's fun to come here the way
That's
they
it.
come here?
Go easy on them.
It was not the same thing when his parents immigrated here, and it was not the
And
same
immigration
thing.
was easier.
Yes.
And could we just also point out that that the dreamers that are here and the illegals that are here, this is not a major crime.
It's a misdemeanor. It's the same as a speeding ticket.
It's not a major crime.
If you want to know more about Joe Arpaio, John Oliver did a deep dive on him.
This was
on
some
Sunday.
of this was from that report.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Joe Arpaio. Yeah. Boner candidate number 2. Hey, this is a warning shot. A man in Flint, Michigan, is on probation after firing a warning shot into his neighbor's leg. Well,
That's not a warning shot if you hit him.
That's a pretty good warning, isn't it? While she stood on his front porch, an altercation occurred on February 17 when the neighbor of Shawnee Norville Felton knocked 3 times on Felton's door, and the neighbor sought a refund of the $90 that she had paid Mr. Felton's roommate for some home repairs after he didn't finish the job. Instead, Mr. Felton, or as they like to call him, Shawnee Norville, answered the door with a gun in his hand and told her that his roommate wasn't home and get out of my house, get away from my door. It was then that Mr. Felton fired what he said was a warning shot into the woman's leg, telling her to go home. Boom, I shot the ground. I don't know if it went through her leg or what. I don't know. Police arrived at the scene, observed a large blood trail leading from Mr. Felton's home to the woman's home. She was taken to the hospital. Mr. Felton was arrested. This is a warning shot. I think that's a good warning, Gina. You fire in the air, that's, that may scare them, but if you fire a shot through their leg, that really, that drives it home, doesn't it? Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. This is Law and Order in Action.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
That just reminds me of a sign I saw on somebody's front door. It said, "You better call 911 because warning shots are a waste of ammo."
You still went inside?
I had to. Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual.
She was driving to soccer, so
Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway packages, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity passes from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Here's here's story number 1. We'll get to boner candidate number 3 in a minute. We told you about those fatbergs in the sewers in London, clogging them up.
Oh, gross.
Well, they just found the biggest one ever.
Monster fatberg?
A colossal fatberg.
Colossal fatberg.
Clogging London's sewers. It's 10 times bigger than the last one they found.
We have a photo if you want to see it.
So this is a tightly congealed mass. So go to x96.com and you'll be able to see it. /live, I guess is how you do it. It's a tightly congealed mass of fat, of wet wipes, of diapers, and condoms. And it's blocking an entire section of London's Victorian-era sewage network. It could take weeks for utility crews to remove this horrific fatberg, and if not removed, it will cause raw sewage to spill out into the streets of London. Such are the perils of maintaining an aging sewer system, I guess. The fatberg. It's up there. It's the biggest one we've seen. It's a total monster.
It's gonna be a movie. Somebody's gonna, like the Blob. It's gonna come up out of the sewer.
It's a Toxic Avenger. It's the same thing.
Well, they're remaking the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. So. Now, ESPN SportsCenter host Jemele Hill, it's a woman, called Donald Trump a bigot and a white supremacist on Twitter Monday night. And the backlash to those comments compelled the network, ESPN, to give Ms. Hill a talking to and to release a statement. An ESPN spokesperson wouldn't elaborate on whether Hill faced any discipline beyond a conversation with her bosses. Some of her tweets said that Donald Trump is a racist. He was just a white supremacist. Mm-hmm. She talked about Charlottesville. She did
talked about Colin Kaepernick. Because you're wondering, well, she's a sports. There's a sports angle too.
She did a whole string of tweets, and at first I thought, she ought not be doing this, and ESPN probably should dress her down. But then I started reading some of the comments that were made about the tweets that she had done.
The ones directed at her?
The ones that had been directed at her. And she's been called, she's a black woman, and she has been called all kinds of awful, racist things. And
she's angry.
Scorn heaped on her. Mm-hmm. And she says, I think this is in large part due to the fact that Trump is president.
It's emboldened people to say things they wouldn't have said necessarily before.
And she said, I just feel I feel terrible about all of this directed at me, and I lashed out about it. And I think maybe ESPN should have supported her rather than dressed her down. The Justice Department says they're not going to charge police officers nobody's going to be charged with anything in the death of Freddie Gray in Baltimore. No charges filed.
Can't believe that.
I know. He rattled around in the back of a police van for quite a while, and repeatedly hitting his head on the side. And they did not take good care of him. And yes, he's whether he's a bad guy or not a bad guy, you still should be compelled to take care of somebody in your charge. Of course, when we have a president who says to the police officers, how when you put your hand on their heads, to kind of so they won't hit their head on the police car. Maybe you should stop doing that. That's our president.
That's
who says
helpful.
that. Yeah. This is a really bizarre story, and you'll remember some of it. A woman already serving time in the Utah State Prison in a bizarre murder plot now faces additional felony charges for lying under oath about having sexual relations with an adult when she was a juvenile. This is before she went to prison.
Okay.
Raven Blackwing was charged Tuesday in 3rd District Court for giving false or inconsistent marital statements. She was one of Cain Blackwing's 3 wives, according to prosecutors.
Oh, don't go on. Is this the ninjas of
Yes.
Woken? Okay. I know.
Yes.
I knew this
Yes.
story.
Yes.
This is a great story.
I mean, it's very, very, very strange. Now, in 2007, Raven Blackwing, when she was known as Madeline Baker, told Salt Lake City police that she had sexual intercourse with Cain Blackwing when he was 38. But when Blackwing was later charged and went to trial, Raven Blackwing told the court under oath that she didn't have relations with him until she was of legal age. But now they're bringing back charges against her, even though she's in prison already. There was a girl who was going to be a witness.
Testifying against him.
testify. But 4 days before that girl was scheduled to testify against Raven Blackwing, or Cain Blackwing, or both of them, in court, 2 women dressed as ninjas, armed with a variety of items including a stun gun, a knife, a large piece of saran wrap, matches, a screwdriver, syringes, and an arm tourniquet, and formalin, which is a drug, broke into a West Jordan house where that girl was staying.
And those 2 women were the wives of
Raven Blackwing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of the women was Raven Blackwing. The other one, are not identified here, but they were the wives of Cain Blackwing.
It's all, there's so many details. You know how I love the details. There's so many details.
Yeah, it's really, Cain Blackwing was convicted of crimes, and he's going to be sentenced this week. Prosecutors say he claimed to have 3 wives who he often referred to who often referred to him as Lord.
Wow.
Lord Blackwing. Really cool story.
Sounds like a Game of Thrones character.
Lord, eh?
And good news for Richie. A court has determined that dancing around in a bra in front of your neighbors is not a crime.
Not a crime?
Not a crime,
Yay!
Richie.
Oh.
Good. That's good.
You can dance around in a bra anytime. Oh wait, this is in England.
Nope, he's not
Oh,
here.
it's
Not
in England.
here.
This is in England. Maybe it's still a problem.
Might still be a problem here.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
might be a problem here. So
Go to England
hold
and
off.
do it, Richie.
Hold off on that bra dancing. All right, that's it. Sports, weather, traffic.
We have Real Salt Lake tickets to give away. My sports report is a giveaway. They're playing the Portland Timbers on Saturday. The game is at 8. You can still purchase tickets. Go to rsl.com or the Rio Tinto box office or win them right now. 877-602-9696.
That's your sport?
Yeah.
What about hockey?
Your sports is always a giveaway, Gene.
What about hockey?
No, I don't like hockey.
What about NFL football?
Well,
What about
there's
baseball?
not- well, they're
Why don't you do Formula One?
Yeah, come on.
It's my sports report. Do it the way I want.
I'm just saying what people are now.
People are
yelling
saying and
at
you
the
are
radio,
hearing.
and I'm hearing.
Weather, we had some spotty sprinkles this morning. They'll come back this afternoon, maybe even a thunderstorm or 2. And still warm, 89. The big cool down should start happening tomorrow, which will be lovely. Traffic, the East Belt is just a mess this morning. Avoid it and use alternate routes. Heavy delays stretching just after Knutson's Corner to Foothill. There was a crash there at the off-ramp on Foothill Drive earlier, just causing lots and lots of slowage in that area. We've got a crash Washington Boulevard, 27th Street in Ogden. Crash eastbound 78 South, 1650 West in Salt Lake. Crash southbound 15. This is just south of Center Street in Clearfield, Davis County. Crash northbound I-15, 111 South Salt Lake. Lots and lots of incidents this morning. You're going to need extra time. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest Getaway Package. Lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get details at snowbird.com.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. This is Law and Order in Action. And there is video of this. I don't know if Dylan's going to show it at x96.com.
It's all over Twitter.
Excuse me. Thousands of people have donated more than $50,000 to an online campaign launched this weekend to support a California hot dog vendor who was ticketed on Saturday by a University of California, Berkeley police officer who also just took some money from the man's wallet. In a cell phone video, 2 campus police officers are seen shutting down an alleged unlicensed vending operation outside the stadium. Martin Flores, a bystander who recorded the incident, is heard protesting as one of the officers folds up dollar bills that he has taken out of the hot dog vendor's wallet. "Well, that's not right," said Flores, the bystander. "Well, that's how it works," the officer reported. "We'll take it to the judge, and the judge can decide whether or not it's right. This is law and order in action," the officer said. "Walk 200 feet to your left, and you'll see drinking in public. But a hard-working man gets his money taken away in a ticket?" said Mr. Flores, the bystander. Mr. Flores' initial Facebook post has since been made private, but other social media accounts have posted the video where it has been viewed tens of millions of times. Now, maybe the hot dog vendor was there without a proper permit. But they couldn't just
Give
tell
him a
them to
ticket
go
and
away.
say, get a permit.
Go away,
That's all
get
you
a
have to
permit.
do.
You don't even need to give them a ticket. Just say, shut it down and go get a permit. But they didn't do that. They said, "Give me your wallet," and they took all the money out of his wallet. This is really mean.
Lousy.
Boner candidate number 3. This is Law and Order in action.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, now I see why he got a presidential pardon. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, some of the things that you hear him saying, it chills the blood. He's such a racist. And boner candidate number 2, this is a warning shot. That's the guy who said, "I fired a warning shot at her, told her to get off my porch. He shot her through the leg." And boner candidate number 3, this is Law and Order in action.
All right, you got to vote. You got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can go online, x96.com, and look for the box that says Round 2, September 13th. Vote that way. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. Or you can call 877-602-9696. All right. 3 ways to vote and less than 300 seconds to get your vote in for Round 2. Let's go. Boner votes.
X96 kicks off your workday.
I was thinking today how much this moment of one of our interns, the organized intern, Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her
For what?
as my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what? Do you have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
Yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. I need. It would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, "I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it." See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to be on the receiving end of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah,
things like that.
You would end up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here, but speaking as someone who has an assistant,
What do you need an assistant for?
Here
we go.
I feel bad having her do things.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her?
I do.
Then don't feel bad.
Yeah.
That unless she's the sort of person who goes, "Okay, I'll get right on that."
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, If it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right.
See,
right, Chief. As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
How do you find that?
That's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah
because my assistant Nicole, I like her. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need. It just anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her.
Yeah,
And you would.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just for fun?
The only place for Radio from Hell in the morning and alternative music all day. X96.
All right, we got things that must go coming up, but first we need to award round 2 of the Boner voting.
And round 2 is brought to you in part by Enchiladas.
And Prohibition, a new speakeasy in Murray. Wednesday nights are a roaring good time at Prohibition's Karaoke Night. Events and information, go to prohibitionutah.com.
Number 1, now I see why you got a presidential pardon. Joe Arpaio, some interviews with him just recently, and John Oliver did a thing on him Sunday night on This Week Tonight. He's every bit as bad, even worse than you thought he was.
Oh, yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, this is a warning shot. It's a guy who shot a woman on his front porch. He said, "You get away from my front porch. My roommate isn't here." She was trying to collect some money or get a refund, and said, I'm going to give you a warning shot. And then he shot her in the leg. And then Boner candidate number 3, this is Law and Order in Action. A hot dog vendor being rousted by campus police at the University of California, Berkeley. And not only did they shut down his hot dog stand, they took his wallet and took all the money out of it and said, that's just the way it goes, man. That's Law and Order in Action. Joe won the Boner t-shirt, and the winner of this round of Boner voting was number 3. This is Law and Order in Action.
Oh, okay. I think a lot of people saw that video.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is now the winner of round 2. That means it will go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. That happens at 9:25. And we have Things That Must Go Now, sponsored by?
Brought to you by New Dwello. Upon qualification, buy a new home with New Dwello's Gift of Equity program. A gift could mean up to $8,740 for the purchase of that new home. Text the word MONEY to 62687.
Things that must go on the radio.
The these are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them. You're just done with them. You are so tired of these things in your life. You want them to go. And one way you can help that is send them to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put "must go" in the subject line, and then list your grievances. Just put them down, and maybe it'll help you feel better, and maybe even some of them will go from your life. I'll start today. I got a couple of my own, and I think I've said these before, but people in the early morning hours when I'm driving to work who are running or biking and trying to be invisible in the dark.
Maybe
people are
they're
idiots.
ninjas, Bill. They're ninjas.
And
they're
you're
exercising
running
ninjas.
across the crosswalk against the light. You're idiots. And if I run over you and kill you, I'm going to jail. But you're an idiot. And then the other thing that must go is, your Twitter picture, your avatar, your little avatar there. Now, if you want to put some kind of funny little thing there, that's okay. I don't care about that. But if you want to put a picture there of yourself, I look at those sometimes. I think, oh, here's somebody new on Twitter that I haven't seen who's following me, and I click on the little picture. And you say your name is Janie, and then there's a picture there that has 3 women in the picture.
Which one are you?
Which one are you? That really bugs me. I hope you're the really good-looking one.
Well, that's
but
what
maybe
she's
you're
hoping you.
Yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, this is from Please Don't Use My Name. When having a long, detailed conversation with a client over the phone, only for them to say, "Okay, can you send all that to me in an email?" So not only was that half hour I just spent on the phone clearly wasted, I now need to waste even more time emailing the exact same information I just gave. I'm so glad I have so much excess time to make up for your inability to take your own notes. Sorry, I do that sometimes too. We go through it and I go, yeah, okay, I think I got it, but could you just,
Yeah, email me.
Yeah. And then when my preschool-aged child is at your house and I tell him, don't eat all the snacks, don't mess up the house, don't harass the nice people's dog or do any other obnoxious, impolite behaviors, don't say, oh, I don't mind, he can do that. I mind. I'm trying to teach him to be a good guest and a considerate person.
Nice.
And to do what I need to take advantage of the learning opportunities when they arrive. Please let me do that. Thanks for letting me vent. This one from, feel free to abuse my name, but I don't think I will. This is, it says, hello, old men that come into my store, walk up to a random bed and say, what's your best price for this? Look, Bill O'Reilly fan, that's not how it works. First, we need to find the correct bed, and then you can ask me for more money off. Number 2, super slow company-provided store internet coupled with HD video intensive training sessions. Number 3, people who don't like cats. And number 4, Republicans that don't think I'm patriotic. And I don't think we have time for me to do another one, so Carrie, why don't you go?
All right, let's see. This one from Candace. Let's see. I have one must go and also an update. And the must go is being told in a job interview that we're in a hurry to hire, so I'll let you know by the end of the week. Then the date comes and goes, and you don't get so much as an email saying thanks but no thanks. The update. Thanks for you all giving me good luck a couple of weeks ago, but it turns out Carrie's head rub didn't work out as well as I'd hoped.
Oh, no.
So Candace didn't get the job, and I'm sorry. This one from Ben. Thing that must go. Those asshats that take their healthy animals they don't want up to West Mountain and shoot them.
That happens?
There is a special place in hell, and I hope they go there.
Yep.
All right, Ben. Ugh. And this one from Bruce. My tweeting about Radio from Hell's not safe for work shows and forgetting I'm still signed on to my work Twitter account.
Uh-oh.
Thumbs never moved so fast. Luckily, my phone's not RAM tough. This one from my wife. Old people that don't know how to use Facebook. Brenda just typing happy birthday Todd in your status update doesn't actually post to Todd's Facebook page. You actually have to tag him, meaning you have to type his name until
Yes.
Facebook suggests him,
Yes.
and then you hit enter, and it hyperlinks his profile, so it actually alerts him that you're wishing him happy birthday. Get with it, Brenda! Jesus!
Could you send that to me in an email,
I'll
please?
send it to you in an email.
It's from Stephanie. When I'm walking on the sidewalk between trees or bushes and I walk right into an invisible spider string. It's in my mouth, my lashes, somewhere in my brow. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Yeah.
They're clever little devils, aren't they?
Yes. The man who lets his little dog off leash to go in my front yard, take a dump, and then continue to walk. I find these little treasures mowing my lawn, which is never fun.
Bags, little baggies.
Let's see. I work in an office on Foothill. This woman is always talking on her speakerphone in the women's bathroom. Her son got someone pregnant almost a year ago, and she still has to bitch and complain about it. She's never in her office. She's always somewhere in the building talking to her husband or her therapist, who clearly isn't doing their job because she's hugging crazy. My other coworkers and I finally wrote a note and left it in the bathroom saying we don't appreciate her talking on speaker in the bathroom, and can she take her issue outside where she's not interrupting anyone? A few minutes later, we go back to the bathroom and the note's crumpled up and thrown away. Ooh. I took the note out of the garbage and put it back on the sink. This lady is driving all of us nuts. Not only is she rude, she also wears Spice Girl shoes. And finally this from Kirstie Alley, who I know you love her, Bill. You should follow her on Twitter. And I totally agree with this.
Okay.
She says, please stop using the term ensuite if you're American. It is a bedroom and a bathroom. I blame HDTV for this travesty.
I don't even know what that is.
Ensuite?
When you watch all the shows on HGTV and they're touring a house and they're like, oh, and you'll love this, there's an ensuite. Because they're all filmed in Canada. In Canada, a master bathroom is called an ensuite.
Okay.
Well,
if you watch HGTV, you know exactly what Kirstie is talking about.
Okay.
Things that must go on.
All right. 8:53 right now. Gina, do you have traffic?
I do have a last look at traffic. No relief yet for drivers traveling northbound I-215 east. Solid delays from 62nd South to Foothill. Earlier crash, the on-ramp there to Foothill, and it's just backing all the way. You're going to need to, if you're trying to get to the U, I would say get off at Highland or 13th and go up that way. New crash coming in from Salt Lake City from Davis County. Southbound 15 Beck Street already moved out of traffic on the right, but not before it's already caused some delays. Delays are breaking up eastbound SR 201, but not for northbounders. The delays continue there. That's traffic.
That is traffic. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Corey's concert and community calendar, KXRK Provo.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1 hour non-stop.
All right, now what?
This is Utah word of the day. That's
from what year? Do you have any idea?
94, I want to say.
94.
1994.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go.
Today, we examine another group of words used by most Utahns called L words, or words that end in ELL.
Oh, yeah.
And to help you with today's lesson, each time an L word is used in the following dialogue, a bell will sound. Imagine, if you will, our two friends, LeVar and LeGrand, together in LeVar's trailer house. The TV is on. A conversation ensues. Again, these are L words.
I love this TV show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that someone is showing the reruns of McKell's Navy.
Me too. You know, I would just love to set sail with McKell myself. Hey, you remember the one when the wacky crew of PT Boat 73 tried to save that beached well?
Oh, yeah. They had a hard time because of this big storm.
Yeah.
Gale force winds and hail stones the size of golf balls.
Yeah.
But they saved that well anyway. McKell did not fell.
Well, no thanks to Gruber. Yeah, that was quite a tell, though. Hey, listen, give me some of them snacks, would you? I'm hungry.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trell mix.
Yeah?
You're not going to like this, LeGrand, but Trell mix makes me thirsty for just one thing.
You're not going to be drinking beer in front of me, are you, LeVar?
Oh, no. I'm going to have me a glass of L.
L is beer?
Yeah, but this is pretty mild. It's that Pell L from Squatters. It's so mild I can drink a whole bucket of it.
You'd get drunk if you drunk a whole Pell of Pell L. then you'd get throwed in jail. And I'd have to bail you out. Oh, hey, looky here what I got in the mail. It's a flyer from Deseret Book. It says here that Dan Quell is coming to town to sign copies of his new book.
Boy, the liberals sure rode Bush and Quell out of Washington on a rel.
Sure did.
They fought tooth and nail, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that this new book of his really lifts the veil of secrecy about Washington life and what really went on. You know, I'd like to see him. What Deseret Book is he at?
Well, the one by that big jewelry store.
Big jewelry store. You mean Morgan's Jewelers?
Nope. Zell's.
There you go.
That's back when we had this theory that we would beat you over the head with comedy. You know, the way to get you to laugh was to beat you over the head with comedy.
Why didn't we ever learn to edit?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Also, now, you were shouting, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, though, out of Utah Word of the Days, that was the best one.
It was one of the,
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the better ones.
In my opinion, I think that was the best one. Whenever someone says, what's the quintessential episode, I say that one.
I still like Lard Dorothy. That's a gorgeous orange.
I like talking to the manager of the store about the manger scene.
Yeah.
The creche, the manger scene. The manger. I need to speak to the manger about the manger scene.
God. Beat you over the head is
Yep.
right. Even I was getting bored. Sorry, folks. Yeah, that's why we don't do sketches anymore, all right? Anyway.
I was yesterday. I was at I was at a business. I'll tell you, I was at a business called Total Health and Fitness, who I believe we're going to be doing some commercials for. So I'm out there talking to the folks and everything, and I get done with my business at Total Health and Fitness, which is in Draper on 123rd South. And I'm just about to leave the building where Total Health and Fitness is located.
Okay.
And a woman walks in and walks up to the desk and says to the lovely receptionist at Total Health and Fitness, "Hi, is this Total Health and Fitness?" To which the receptionist, being a nicer person than I am, said, "Why, yes, it is." And that the woman said, "Oh, okay, good. I'd really like to apply for a job." Now, if it had been me as the receptionist, when she walked in and said,
"Yeah,
is this Total Health and Fitness?" And I probably would have been nice to a point and said, "Yes." And when she said, "Oh, good, I'd like to apply for a job," I would have said, "Don't bother."
Exactly.
Because you apparently can't read the signs all over the building. You didn't read the big sign over the door before you walked in. You didn't see the sign on 123rd South, blazing across the building, Total Health and Fitness. You didn't see that anywhere. I'd just as soon you not apply for a job. Thank you. Goodbye.
You think she was being ironic? Because the signs were everywhere?
No. The receptionist did say she's way nicer than I am, but it was probably true. I don't think she was just trying to be nice. She said, "Well, we're not hiring right now." I would have just said, "Don't bother." God. Oh, shit. I'm just sitting there looking at this going, really? I'm not a nice person, though.
No, you're not.
No.
Because on this day,
what?
In 1980,
oh yeah,
Scary Monsters Super Creeps released. David Bowie. All right, let's see now. Do we have anything we got to do or give away here, or can we just jump right
into the concert and community calendar with Corey?
It's jump into Corey.
Woo!
All right,
Plunge.
Let's go.
Take the plunge. Brought to you by Muse at USANA with 30 Seconds to Mars in Paris. A week from today, September 20th. Tickets are on sale now at SmithTix.
And it just, if you have not seen Muse,
amazing.
They put on a great show.
They really do a good show.
Great show. So even if you're only slightly familiar with their music, you'll have a great time.
And if not, dreamy-eyed Jared Leto will be on stage before that.
That's true.
So you've got that, yes. Tonight, your last chance, because Government Mule is sold out tomorrow, to see a Red Butte show. Sheryl Crow, good enough for Lance Armstrong.
Still tickets?
Good enough for Eric Clapton. Good enough for you.
She just wants to have fun.
She just wants to have fun. She wanted to leave Las Vegas. She came up here. Yeah. Also tonight, Pints for Paws at Roja Brewing, 10% of sales will go to the Humane Society of Utah.
Okay.
Oh, we're
So-
talking beer, not blood.
We're talking beer, not blood. Hopefully.
And dogs, not dads.
Yeah.
Pause.
Aw.
That was such a dad joke. I'm sorry.
Thursday, Banks will be at the Depot. We've played her track Begging for Thread for a little bit on
Oh, yeah.
Exposed, so
She's
there's
good.
that. Friday, you've got the Gallery Stroll. Go get some art on you. Also, Beef Fest at the Utah State Fair.
Wait a minute. I
Could
had
not,
no idea.
Could not be stopped by Oprah. Will not be stopped by the Utah Pork Council either. Beef Fest at the Utah State Fair.
Oh, I need a T-shirt.
Now, is it Beef Fest or Bee-Fest?
Beef.
There are two Fs.
I would be
Beef.
more interested in Bee-Fest.
Bee-Fest. Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask around. It's the Utah State Fair. There's got to be some bees there
They
somewhere.
do- oh, there are.
Yeah, yeah.
I-
Got some
I
honey.
know.
Leonardo presents Spooky Science.
Now, what's that?
So the exhibit will be available during regular museum hours throughout
Terry,
the
it's-
weekend through the
it's-
15th.
It's science.
It's
That's
spooky. So climate change.
That's spooky.
To some.
Are there going to be climate change rooms at the haunted houses around town? This will it just
Gina, no.
No?
No, there
You
will,
should. Come
there
on,
will
somebody
not be,
do it.
No.
Somebody.
How would you,
put a
embody
polar
that?
bear in you put a polar bear in there.
Look,
Standing on an ice cube.
Gina, see, climate change is a provable science, where ghosts, on the other hand, are not. So,
We'll get to some spookier stuff later. There wasn't a lot of details about what was going on, but I found a really cool picture of a cat holding some beakers and wearing a Halloween costume, so I had to post it on the blog. Saturday, the Out of Darkness Walk, of course, at Liberty Park will be going on. Donate.
9:30, I think they sort of start registrations there. This is for the
American
Foundation to Prevent Suicide.
And
or suicide prevention.
And you can donate and register early as part of our team here at X96 by clicking on a link I've got there on the blog. The Urban Arts Festival is going to be happening at the Gallivan Center. And I like this because they have Mixmaster Mike from Beastie Boys fame will be spinning on Saturday night there.
Well,
yeah.
that's cool.
no kidding.
yeah.
That's cool.
So that'll be really, really cool.
That's a little bit of history there for
yeah,
you.
absolutely. And that guy's amazing as well. So also Nickelback and Daughtry.
No, they go together perfectly. That is a perfect
That's true.
combination.
I want to get a snapshot of the crowd. I want to see.
Peanut butter and cyanide.
Who would go to that?
I don't know.
I-
That's what I'm curious
You
about.
say that, but keep an eye on your Twitter feed and your Instagram feed.
That'll tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see the kind of people.
Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals are at Sandy Amphitheater.
They're good.
The Beer and Ballet at Rose Wagner Theater.
Beer and ballet.
Beer and Ballet.
It sounds like you should be there, Bill.
Well, that's a beer and ballet. It's actually where the dancers get drunk. They drink
they?
beer
No,
I would-
and dance.
Spin and pirouette.
I would do that.
They'll have Epic Brewing there. They're going to have appetizers from Blue Iguana. So, yeah.
Tasty.
Buy a ticket, take the ride there. Sunday, Park Silly season finale and Pet Fest adoption. So go up and get the last enjoying, I guess it's like, this is kind of their farmer's market on Main Street up there in Park City, and their first ever pet adoption. So
It's like
check
they
that
do
out.
a lot of crafts and things.
Speaking of crafts, make and create Mondays for adults at the library. Main one downtown. They just put out art supplies, and you can take out your Monday angst and do some paper mache or some finger painting. I don't know. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a library. Just let you at it there.
Okay.
And to wrap it up Tuesday, Bruce Campbell back at the Tower Theater.
Now this is where he does this game show.
Yes.
Oh.
And it's called. What's it called again?
It was right here.
Stump the-
Well, the new book is called Hell to the Chin: Further Confessions of a B-Movie Actor.
It's Stump the Chin.
Last Fan Standing.
Last Fan Standing.
Yes, that's what it's called.
And it's nerd trivia. It's geek trivia.
Yeah.
This will be huge.
And
That will sell out.
Yeah, he does this across the nation. He's trying to make it into a TV show, but it's a lot of fun.
This could be a pilot. I don't know. Show
Yeah.
up. And that's what's going on this week.
Lots and lots.
That's
as
lots
usual.
to do. Yeah.
All of that is posted at x96.com.
It is. And if you text the word events to 33986, we'll text it to you every Wednesday at noon.
That's handy to just have on your phone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. We got Boner of the Day, Boner Fight coming up at 9:25, and before that, a little bit of news. First, though, we got to tell you about Mattress Firm. It's their semi-annual sale.
Yes, semi-annual sale going on right now, and Mattress Firm, big savings, big stuff.
Now, buying a mattress is a big purchase, which is probably why you haven't done it in a while. So why not take advantage of the sale? Go into a mattress firm near you. Look out your car window. There's probably one right there. And they want you to take your time trying out the different mattresses. And after you've selected one and had them delivered to your house, you have 120 days to sleep on it and see if it's the right one for you.
Get a Beauty Rest Firm Queen mattress now for just $454.99 plus 10% off that. There's something for everybody with over 15 queen mattresses under $699.99. If you have not replaced your mattress within about 8 years, you really should get a new one at Mattress Firm. Get the new and exclusive Serta iComfort Temp Touch technology. That's a memory foam mattress with revolutionary cooling technology. That's really an amazing thing. You should see it. So go to mattressfirm.com. You'll find a store near you.
The Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work episode is online now.
We played Den of Lies.
Sister Dottie was there.
I told the story so filthy I could never tell it on the radio.
We may have cursed a time or 10 using, the big swears.
You know what you ought to do? Download the Not Safe for Work episode of the Radio from Hell show right now, wherever you get your podcasts. Do it. I'm not messing around. Do it now.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Well, we've taken Pierce Bronson also in that same deal.
The former 007.
Yep.
Did you see that movie he was in, by the way, ever, The Matador?
No, I wanted to see that.
You've got to see it. It's great. He's great in that.
I got to get that one in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And how was he?
Honey, write that down.
He was very nice.
Okay. What am I writing down?
Anyway, sorry.
Oh, you're sweetheart.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was great too. Very nice guy.
Uh-huh.
Like him a lot.
Okay,
so.
how about a horror
I was going to
story?
say, we're getting some nice guy stories.
We've
worst?
taken Paris Hilton.
I knew you were going to say
Did
Paris
you really?
Hilton. I knew you were going to say
this
that.
last Sundance, we had Paris for 4 days.
That's hot.
And how was that?
Paris is a very unique girl.
She's so nice. He is so nice, isn't he?
How is she unique?
Well, she's got a style of her own, that's for sure.
As I pull out the nice
everything.
guy, nice guy to carry translation.
It depends. Are we
dictionary.
talking drunk or sober?
Did you ever see her sober?
No, actually. Maybe once in the morning. I can't be certain though.
So she was a treat to carry around, was
she? My neighbor's jealous. He loves her, but you gotta meet her. You gotta meet her, I guess.
Get the full effect.
Yeah. So
You cleaned the limo after that, I hope. You don't want.
We've got a full detailer.
Excellent. Yes.
And any other quick little horror story about anybody?
No, not really. I mean, most of the celebs are pretty good.
Really nice.
They're some of them can be a little high maintenance, but for the most part, they're really generous. They're nice. Keep to themselves. They don't make a lot of trouble.
It's what you would expect, really. I mean, they just want a nice, quiet ride, and thank you very much.
Now, what about the folks you've been giving rides to in Garland? Have they been high maintenance?
Oh, no, not at all. Just around the block.
Like Paris Hilton? Mac, he wasn't any trouble?
Now the crowd keeps turning over here. Anybody here want to go on a limo ride? You want to go? Anybody?
That has not gone yet?
Yeah, we had a couple.
Wasn't one now? If it's only one guy, you got to collect some people and go with you.
Two? All right.
Just go around the.
These guys haven't gone.
Just go around the block. It's a treat.
96.3 FM, X96.
voice, not his stature. Follow Bill Allred on Twitter at RFHBill. Weekday mornings on X96.
All right, 9:19 right now. Coming up, boner fight. But first, a little bit of news.
Little bit of news brought to you by Utah Presents one-man Star Wars trilogy, one night only, Friday, September 29th at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
People have been asking me, what is this? I say it's exactly what the title says.
Yeah.
It's one guy on stage performing the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy, with just himself.
No props, no costumes.
And as an added bonus, he's from Canada.
He's Canadian. Makes it really.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does the sound effects. He does it all. So there you go.
Let's see. I don't know.
What's the matter?
Oh, well, I've faded.
Bill's sick.
I'm not well.
You need a little
We
more.
thought the medicine of Cheez-Its would help him get through the show, but even that has not helped.
Need a little Mill Creek coffee? Give you a little bump?
Yeah, let me pour some.
Give you a little bump there.
I bring my Mill Creek coffee from home.
As do I.
Because I like the way I brew it.
Yes, and because all we have is a Keurig here.
Got a pod
I
here.
don't
You
like.
have no use for those.
No use. Don't like the pods.
Local coffee.
Well, they're bad for the environment, you know.
Yeah.
The pods.
The pods are.
You can get now. I notice you can get environmentally friendly pods.
Oh, good. That's
compostable. But I love it. So I got my Mill Creek mug.
There you
my
go.
Mill Creek coffee.
Have a little sip there and
A little
then
bump going.
dive into the news.
This is a big news story. Since 1950, a family, Jenny Hurt family, in someplace, has passed down the same dress to wear to kindergarten.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
So 19 people have worn this little yellow dress.
Yellow
so
and
far.
purple. You can see it at x96.com/live.
So they pass it down from generation to generation to generation, and it's something you wear. And I think they just wear it like on the first day of
take your
kindergarten
picture
since
in it.
1950. Now the little boys look really good in it, and the little. I'm going through all the.
There we
What
go.
are the odds that there's always a girl from generation to generation?
Muhammad would have done it.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but
He totally would have done it.
I think every single one of the pictures, every one of the pictures here, it's always girls, and I guess they've had a girl in every generation.
Since 1950.
Yeah, so 19 different people.
I
have-
love tradition.
It's
Yeah.
actually kind of cute. And
See that?
really
Well,
sweet.
Yeah.
he took it down, but
So there's a new iPhone, the iPhone 10,
I hadn't heard.
and it costs $1 million. It's $1 million a
It's
phone.
close. It's $1,000.
$1,000 a phone.
For the
So that's one of those status symbol things. That is so status symbol-y to be able to
Yeah.
have one of those, because everybody knows they're $1,000. So if you have one, people know you spent $1,000 on a phone.
Do you need it?
No.
Well, I don't know.
You know why I'm not getting it?
You will need it.
No headphone jack.
Yeah, they're doing away with that.
Yeah,
They're doing away, and it's
They
also
don't want you to have any entry into that at all.
there's no home button.
No.
There's it is. I'm sorry, it's not $1,000.
It is, isn't it?
No, it's $999.
Well,
It's $1,000.
Yeah.
It has edge-to-edge display, so the entire face is the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dylan.
I'm very excited about it. I watched the whole thing yesterday.
Of course you did.
You know what you can do?
What?
Is there's a camera that'll map your face. You unlock it with your face.
Because right now, to unlock my phone, I have an iPhone.
Yeah, you use the
It
finger.
uses the thumbprint.
Right.
And it opens up. But the new one,
You lift it up and
you'll
look at it.
You'll look at it.
It scans your face, but it'll also map your face, and you can talk with an emoji. So you talk and record a video. Hey, Carrie, it's Dylan. How are you? And then you put it onto an emoji, and the
Well,
emoji will talk and move like my face.
That is essential equipment to have.
One of them's the poop emoji.
So I could have the poop emoji.
send it-
That's the one you'll use, right?
Yep.
So if I sent you a message with the poop emoji face saying, Dylan, I need you to video something for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Would be great. It's very exciting. For $1,000 only, you can talk as the poop emoji.
What was the watch update?
It has cellular. So, like I have an Apple Watch on, and if somebody calls me right now, it'll ring because I'm within Bluetooth range of my phone.
Yeah.
But now with the next generation, you can actually take a call on your watch without your phone being near you.
So
your
you can
watch
look-
will have cellular capability.
You can look into your watch and go, Dick Tracy calling hypocalorie.
So now it's finally the way that it should be.
Right.
Because I disliked that whole, you had to have the phone near you. If I could have this be the phone, then that would be...
Well, you'll have to buy the next
Then
Apple
does that
Watch.
mean we're gonna have a lot of annoying people walking around talking out?
We already have annoying people walking around talking with earbuds in. So what? It's just, so it's providing a lot of stuff you don't really need.
Well, that's the thing about Apple is you think that when they unveil this stuff, who needs to carry around an iPad? That's the dumbest thing. Well, now everybody likes their iPads, and we go, how did I do this stuff without my iPad?
I was the same way with my iPad. I told my wife, I don't need one, and then I got it, and now I need it.
It's nice.
I only use mine at home.
I don't have one.
I almost never take it anywhere. So people are really wondering about Osama bin Laden's. So when Osama bin Laden was killed, they confiscated all kinds of evidence.
Yeah.
And property, and people want to know.
I love this story, by the way.
What's going to become of that property? There are documents. The
Osama bin Laden library.
Yeah, and there's apparently a big stash of pornography
on VHS.
So Brett
they
Baer.
don't have a DVD or internet in the cage.
Brett Baer asked. He was talking to CIA Director Mike Pompeo, and he said, "So what's in there? What kind of stuff?" And Pompeo said, "Well, there's some pornography." And we are not going to release that.
Come on.
We will release a lot of other stuff. We've gone through it all. We will release a lot of other stuff, but why won't they release the porn?
Just give us some titles.
Why won't they release the porn?
Just some titles. That's all we need.
The reason, he says, is it's copyrighted material.
What?
Yeah.
So it's not homemade then. It's
Yeah. Of course. What do you want to see? You want to see Al Qaeda homemade porn? I don't.
Turns out Osama was a big Peter North fan. He's pulling one up from the VHS days.
He's old school. Sybil Danning and yeah.
Well done, Kerry.
Thank you.
They will not be releasing that anytime
I just
soon.
want the titles.
I think somebody will release that. They might. Actually, that they probably could tell you that. Even though it's copyrighted material, I don't know if he's being honest that that's the reason, but it's kind of a funny reason.
I just love that they're VHS tapes.
Well, it's I think it's
Be
funny.
kind, please rewind, Osama.
I think it's funny that they had any kind of tapes or anything. He's there in a pretty nice. That was actually a pretty nice place he was in Pakistan.
Abbottabad.
Abbottabad, yeah. A more than century-old statue of Christopher Columbus inside Central Park, not the one in.
Oh, okay.
Not the one in Columbus Circle, but one.
There's more than one. Okay.
Yeah, there are a few around New York. Was defaced on Tuesday morning. The statue's hands were stained with red paint. You see, in a subtle attempt to tell you.
I see what you're doing.
And its pedestal was scrawled with graffiti, including the hashtag "Something's Coming." A parks worker alerted the police to the defacement of the 1892 bronze statue, which stands north of the 65th Street Transverse. Depictions of Columbus have swept into a national conversation about the public veneration of historical figures with controversial pasts. The debate erupted in violence last month, of course, in Charlottesville, and there has been talk about taking down the statue of Christopher Columbus in Columbus Circle and renaming Columbus Circle. I don't think it's going to come to that. But, and if you wonder why, I'm not going to go into all the details, but Christopher Columbus was not a nice guy.
No.
He was a really horrible guy.
He was.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Christopher Columbus was a boner. It's horrible behavior.
Yes, he was. All right. He was a monster. All right, here it is, Boner Fight. This is the fighting it out. Number one from round one, the winner. Time for the mayor to move on. This is the mayor of Seattle. His name is Bob Murray. Ed Murray, excuse me. He has been accused of molesting young kids in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been 4 accusations against him, and he's been fending those off, saying, listen, this is all rumor. Nothing has ever been proven. Well, a 5th accuser has come forward. It's his cousin. And there are records of him. He lived with his niece, his cousins, and all of that. His sister's, this is his sister's kid. And the cousin has come forward and said, yeah, he molested me back in the 70s. So Murray is finally resigning. And Boner candidate number 2, this is Law and Order in action. A hot dog vendor rousted out of the stadium area at Berkeley by campus cops. And they said, not only do you have to get out of here because you don't have a permit, give me your wallet. And they took all of the money out of his wallet and said, that's Law and Order in action. Now get. So that's number 2.
All right. There you go. You got to decide which one of these 2 is the worst. Which one of these deserves to be Boner of the Day? 1 or 2?
Random Boner voter will get Third Eye Blind tickets.
There's some incentive for you. All right, 1 or 2. Put the message in your text and text that to 33986. Put 1 or 2 in the message. And call 877-602-9696 and vote with your voice. Or go to our website, x96.com, and look for the box that says Boner Fight September 13. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. All right, you got less than 300 seconds to do it. Here we go. Boner of the Day.
John Smith.
So weird.
What?
I took the garbage out last night about 5 o'clock, right? This morning, I'm backing out to come to work.
Okay.
And one of my cans is tipped over and open, and the other one is still up but open.
Mine too. I stopped in the driveway this morning. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and one of my cans was knocked over. The other one moved.
Gets weirder. Did you notice the rest of your neighborhood?
I did not.
I drove up my street because I thought I saw, but I couldn't quite tell. It looked like others had this happen.
Are you guys unfamiliar with wind? It was really windy last night.
It was?
Is this?
It was?
I didn't know.
When was it really windy?
It's not been any more windy than usual.
No, it was really windy last night.
It wasn't windy when the cans went out.
No.
Were put out. Was it windy after I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't get home last night until almost 10 o'clock.
Oh,
so we were asleep.
Just think it's funny.
So what do you think?
My cans were
Well, it was weird.
over. What?
But what?
Wouldn't your first thought be? I wonder if the wind blew my cans.
No,
that was my first.
That
was my first thought until I saw everyone else's, and I'm like,
I didn't think that at all.
Because again, it wasn't. I woke up at about midnight to pee, and the wind was blowing, but it didn't. It wasn't blowing any more than usual.
There were gusts.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that, and I didn't think that. I just thought, I wonder why the garbage can is knocked over.
You immediately go to conspiracy, not wind.
I went to
No, I didn't go to conspiracy. I went to somebody backed into my can and knocked it over. That's what I thought.
I went to raccoons. That was my first thought.
I also thought of raccoon. Could have been raccoons.
It was really windy.
I thought raccoons, maybe.
Okay, so it was windy. Thanks, Gina. Thank. You could have
Why
just
is
told
that
us.
irritating? I'm just amused
Because you're
that you
acting
guys
like
thought,
we're asses
because
we didn't know it was windy.
We're over too.
Like I said, it didn't seem any more windy than usual, and my cans have survived many a windstorm. As you know, I live on Mount Doom.
I know.
And we have our occasional wind.
You idiot! It was windy.
And this is the first time that this has happened.
I would think
my cans usually survive the
Whatever.
wind.
My cans have not ever that I recall have ever been blown over by the wind. And it didn't look that way. It didn't look that way. One of them had been moved, and one of them had been knocked over, and I thought somebody backed into them, and I had to get out of the car and put them up.
But the lid was just open on one, and it was still standing. That's why, to me, it was odd.
And that is odd.
That the wind would just lift the lid.
Oh, you're stupid.
Mine also knocked over last night.
Did you think it was raccoons or someone running into them, or did you think it was the wind?
Well, but the wind in Bluffdale.
Be careful how you answer, because you're a moron if
being
you don't
judged.
answer the way Gina thinks you should. You're a moron.
Now here's where I think that you're all wrong. I think someone knows where each of us lives.
That's what it is.
And
That's what
knew
it is.
that we would notice getting up early, something askew, would want to blame it on the wind.
Yeah. You're probably right. Stupid. You're stupid,
That's
Gina.
the most plausible.
He's probably figured it out.
Were your garbage cans down, Gina?
I didn't put my garbage out last night. It's not garbage night.
Aha!
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 How is that aha?
How is it aha that we didn't know it was windy last
Let me
night?
tweet all-knowing suit. This sounds like a prank he did.
Did he prank us?
Radio from Hell with action figure news specialist Kerry Jackson. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day brought to you in part by Street Corn and Enchiladas.
And X96 proud to welcome Third Eye Blind to the Complex Sunday, November 5th. Purchase your tickets at thecomplexslc.com.
Number one was time for the mayor to move on. The mayor of Seattle. He's been trying to face down these charges of child molestation in his past. And he was holding the accusers at bay until his cousin came forward and said, yeah, you know, back in the 70s.
Me too.
He lived with, you know, his sister. This is his sister's kid. And he said he lived with his sister when I was, and we shared, and he did it to me too. And then, so he's resigning. And then Boner candidate number 2, this is Law and Order in Action, a hot dog vendor at Berkeley, California. He was set up outside the stadium there, and I guess he didn't have a permit.
Yeah.
So the cops come by, and, you know, they roused him out. And okay, you don't have a permit, go away. But that's all they needed to do. But they also demanded his wallet, took the money out of his wallet, and a bystander said, God, that's really crappy. What are you doing that for? This is Law and Order in Action, they said. Scott Jennings won tickets to see Third Eye Blind by being a random voter, and about double the number of votes. The winner was Boner candidate number 2.
Yep.
This is Law and Order in Action.
Yep. Everybody saw that video.
Yeah.
Coco checking in. I prefer to check in at the end of the show to prove that I listened the whole time.
Well.
And also because I just woke up and I do what I want.
And you didn't listen the whole.
You had the radio on. That's fine with me.
I've been meaning to ask you, Carrie.
Yeah.
This is the second day I've noticed that you have a can of chili sitting, and it was sitting there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is it Wolf Brand chili?
It is.
I was
And then,
kidding. I didn't know that's
And
what-
that well, now I forget why that's. But then it wasn't there
It's
this
from,
morning. You
King of the Hill.
Oh, that's right. Wolf Brand chili. And you brought it in again today.
Yep.
Well, why do you have?
Well, you remember a few days ago when we were talking about Frito pie.
Right.
Well, that was my grocery store day. And so I just bought a bag of Fritos and a can of Wolf Brand chili.
Did you make it?
I thought it would be fun. Oh, no. Sue is not having any of that.
Oh.
It can't be in your house.
She said, we make our own chili in this house.
In this house.
And also get that canned stuff out of my house.
She didn't even want it in
She
the
didn't
house.
want it in the house, no. So she said, you take it to work and give it away or something as a prize.
Well, why don't you?
And I'm like,
I'll bring a bag of Fritos.
Well, you
and
gotta
we'll-
heat it up. You gotta.
There's a microwave. We'll make Frito pie here at work.
but I'm having Frito pie today for lunch because we did make chili and
Did you make your own Fritos?
no, but
Well.
she made chili though and it's delicious and I'm going to have that today. Our chili,
all right,
not Wolf Brand chili.
It's Jackson Brand chili.
I think I'm supposed to give this chili away. I think that was the order.
Well, I'll have it.
What do you?
I'll eat it.
You know there are days we're lacking prizes here.
I have in my car
true.
right now 2 prizes from my house to give away, and they're both in really. One of them almost never used.
What?
A pressure cooker.
You're giving away a pressure
Is
cooker.
this a traditional old timey?
Not an old timey with the metal.
With the
no, it's a very modern. It's a very highly rated Fagor Italian brand of a pressure cooker, and it's a really safe one. They have these little ceramic pressure valves that pop up. And
How often did you use this?
Not very often, because they are harder to use than what I now have, the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is very easy to use.
So you have that and what else?
And I have a waffle iron.
Were you doing a kitchen appliance clean out?
I got a waffle iron. We bought a waffle iron that we liked better than this one. We didn't like it's not that it doesn't make good waffles. We just didn't like the style of waffle that it makes.
Belgian waffle versus.
Yeah. There's just a difference. They're not. I don't know. So they were too thick.
You brought them to give away?
Yeah. I can either take them to Goodwill, to the DI.
Yeah.
Or we could give them away. We could give away a can of chili in a crock pot. That'd be a good prize.
You know, I have actual prizes to give away.
Dave is asking for the pressure cooker.
It's it's about $140 pressure cooker too, and it's been used probably 15 times maybe.
All right. Well,
I haven't actually. I say we save them for when we.
Yeah, I mean we
need
save them for when
prizes.
we.
You don't need.
Yeah, we don't need the chili.
No,
I got it here just in case.
because I have Real Salt Lake tickets to give away right now.
Okay,
An
well-
actual sponsored prize.
Right.
Real Salt Lake playing Portland Timbers on Saturday at 8 p.m. You can purchase tickets still at realsaltlake.com or the Rio Tinto box office, or you can win them from us right now, 877-602-9696.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Come on, Bobby. It's Frito pie with Wolf Brand chili night.
All right.
Sounds good. You could make it with Cheez-Its.
Oh, fancy. Eating
with
like kings.
With the money you've saved
At Diamonds Direct.
at Diamonds Direct, you can buy all kinds of Wolf Brand chili.
And now people are loving Diamonds Direct's incredible offer: 5 years, 0 interest, nothing down, any purchase. You'd think it wouldn't get any better than this, but it's a very limited time offer from Diamonds Direct. How about a $5,000 GIA certified diamond? You pay around $85 a month. That's no money down. And,
Now, you said GIA certified diamond, and probably most of you are like, "Why? I don't know what that means." If you go to Diamonds Direct, they will educate you about diamonds, what that certification means.
So
why it's important.
$7,000 Tacori engagement ring, and that's a good brand, right, Gina? The Tacori.
Tacori, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
For
nice.
less than $120 a month. A $10,000 three-stone ring can be yours for around $167 a month. A $2,000 pair of diamond earrings, $35 a month. This is Diamonds Direct. Nothing down, nothing held back. 5 years, 0 interest, and for a very limited time left. Now, they're at 6400 South. They're just south across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
Suicide prevention starts with every...
I was so nervous to talk about it, Robin. I mean, they're so secretive, those two.
Oh, I know, Howard.
The only reason he knew, the only reason I knew was because I'd been asked to. They asked me to make a speech.
They did what?
Yeah,
Howard?
they asked me to make a speech, Robin.
Oh,
Evidently, I'm in demand. I mean, I'm very friendly with Justin, you know. I mean, I like him very much. I like him.
well, I knew that you had his phone number.
Well, I really like him. I even said in my speech to them that if one of my daughters brought home a guy like Justin, I'd be pretty pleased. I mean, except for the SE tattoos. He's got some hugging weird ones, but except for the fact that I gave him a journal to draw in, and he draws pictures of dead zombie babies with blood dripping out of their head on almost every page. I said those two things might disturb me, but aside from that, Robin.
You said all these things at the wedding?
No, I didn't say those in the speech. I was miserable at having to speak at the couple's reception.
But you should have been honored, Howard.
Well, I was just worried about it, but I had everybody laughing. Everybody was laughing. They had these little tiny chairs. There was a table, and then when you sit down, and the chairs are like these little poofs. These little pillow poofs.
Oh, I love those kind of chairs.
Yeah, I know you do, Robin. That's because you got a big ass.
Oh, Howard.
But I love your ass, Robin. It's a big wide ass, and I know you like those.
Let's get back to the wedding now,
All right,
Howard,
all
not
right.
my ass.
Well, I'm 6 foot hugging feet. I'm a grown man with a skinny ass, Robin. I got a skinny ass, not a big wide ass like your ass.
Back to the wedding.
All right.
Did you at least toast the cup? Oh, this is going.
I love the Howard Stern show, by the way.
for the most incomplete sports and weather with Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
Yeah, that's
what?
It's incomplete sports. I forgot to do this story in the sports. Entertainment Tonight has obtained documents filed in Britney Spears' conservatorship, which showed that the
don't even ask.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because remember
Yeah.
the crazy.
Yeah, she went crazy for a while.
Her-
And now she's fine, I guess.
Well, her dad is still her conservator, which means all of her money has to go through him.
Okay, I'll say it. Sports. I'll say it. Sports. How's the sports?
It's not. So she made $30 million last year. Which,
$30 million.
Which, are you surprised that Britney Spears is still earning $30 million?
She has a
year?
residency in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Planet
that's why.
Hollywood in Las Vegas.
That's why.
But still, 30, Britney, 30.
Yeah.
But since this all goes through the courts, it's public information. She has to make an accounting of where all of her money goes.
What she spends her money on.
And she spent $122,000 on grooming, nails, hair,
Toothpaste, dental floss.
It doesn't say dental floss.
Probably floss. She flosses a lot, I think.
$24,000 on makeup. So
Yeah.
that's separate from the other. Her favorite.
That's for her and her kids.
Her favorite stores to shop at.
Oh, yes.
Target.
Of course.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Well, if you're buying your makeup at Target, boy, that's a lot of makeup for that amount of money.
She likes Sprouts.
Uh-huh.
She goes to. She sends $500 a week to her mother.
Just 500 a week?
Just to mom.
Only 500.
Can I guess who you're talking about? Well, I missed that because I was walking in.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Jackie Biskupski.
No.
It was a really good guess, John.
No?
Really good guess, but no.
It's Britney Spears.
Oh.
I just think it's funny that she sends her mom $500. There you go.
Well, that's
You
nice.
think Britney
It's nice
Spears'
of her.
mom could get more than $500 a
Well,
week?
usually that's like $2,000 a month. That's enough to keep mom in the trailer park, right? Because that's from where she sprang, right?
Yeah. Because her parents aren't together, I guess.
I don't care.
No?
No. I don't care if they're together or not.
But I guess she's doing okay down there in Vegas, and
she's got her steady job, and
that's kind of what she needed. I think the touring and all that stuff was a little.
I'm glad she's settled down.
You know,
leave Britney alone.
I'm glad she's found. I think she's found peace and happiness.
The guy who posted that video.
Yeah.
I guess it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he posted.
That's when the breakdown.
The guy crying about leave
Chris
Britney alone.
Corker.
Well, he posted a new one.
A Britney video
on the anniversary about what he has learned since that day.
I'm guessing not much.
I didn't watch it. I just read the headline. I didn't bother to click on it.
Leave Britney alone.
That'll be my blog today at x96.com.
Is what you've learned?
Yeah. I have to blog every day now.
You do?
Yeah, they tell me that. John, you don't do anything.
Did you tell
make
them
a
people
blog.
don't read blogs?
Yeah.
Did you tell them that?
Yeah, I did actually. I'm like,
Did you
nobody
say,
cares.
do you want me to blog in the time machine back when people cared about blogs?
Here's the funny thing. People actually check out our blogs at x96.com.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
read,
surprised.
They read mine all the time.
It's like by the thousands.
Yeah,
Really?
I wrote one 6 years ago, and they're still reading it.
Yeah.
Well,
they
you
read it
need
all
to
the
write
time.
another one.
So if you go to x96.com, you have all these blogs that we've written kind of sporadically over the last few years.
Funny. When did that happen?
The
I mean, them saying to you, you got to do this.
I think like 2 weeks ago.
We haven't had a.
Oh,
No.
you
haven't
guys
had a-
have been doing it.
No, we haven't.
No.
Yeah, you have. They've been doing it for you.
Oh.
Who?
Well,
These guys?
Yeah.
Nick and Richie.
Oh,
and Dylan.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys have been getting credit.
All right, that's great.
So,
Yeah, I mean, they do a little. They do a little every day.
and that
They
was
go,
the conversation too. It was like, if Carrie, Bill, and Gina can do it, you can do it too. And I was like, but damn it.
Well, I mean, you're in here.
It's fun though. So I do the greatest thing you'll see all day. So I just find some random thing.
Oh,
So it was like the
well, that's fun.
North Korea dancing to the Bee Gees,
Oh, okay.
or like yesterday it was all about Star Wars and J.J. Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
Just random things that I find
So
during,
there you go,
during my day.
What Britney Spears spends her money on.
Britney Spears, and I want the Chris Corker update.
All right. Okay, let's do the promo and get out of here.
I'm ready.
Okay.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, Geek News on the Radio discusses the delay of Star Wars Episode 9.
7 o'clock in the morning, it's Beat Gina. It's Golden Girls trivia for a Prohibition gift card.
At 8 a.m., Sean Means will be by to talk movies, including Mother.
And then we'll have Real Salt Lake tickets every hour.
That's all on Thursday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
I would school you on Golden Girls trivia.
Really?
You know, it would really
You can't
kill you.
play, though.
Dylan's sister, my older daughter.
She can't play.
She
You should-
loves Golden Girls.
You should call in.
No, he can't play.
Oh, I will school you.
You can't win.
What do I win?
Nothing.
What's the prize?
It's a Prohibition gift card,
Prohibition
but you
gift card.
can't win. You work here.
Rose and Blanche.
Is it true that B.
Sophia.
Arthur was in the Marines?
Yes.
You're just saying stuff.
No,
we
she
don't
was in
know.
the WAC, the Women's Air
She
Corps.
was a military person.
Yes. And she was only like 3 years younger than Sophia, who played B. Arthur's mother.
Mm-hmm.
They're about the same age.
Really?
Yeah. Estelle Getty.
All right.
I'm telling you, I would school you on that
Apparently,
show.
Maud!
And then there's more.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Everybody wore a dress in the Bible.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
Thank
A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.